Ladies and gentlemen, episode number 448 live. Welcome to the second of our post-Slamboree Fallout shows. Tonight is going to be a great show, absolute fire. In fact, we're going to see some contendership matches. We're going to see some rising stars in action. We're going to see some champions tested, and of course, we are going to see some feuds continue their rivalries. It's been an absolute thrill ride the last few weeks leading up to Slamboree, and post-Slamboree Fallout has been absolutely intense so far. So I expect no less tonight. It's going to be a great show. We have, of course, 9 matches on the docket. We're going to have 5 championship matches, and we're kicking things off with a bang tonight. A tone-setting matchup. It is an eliminator matchup, and it is going to crown a new #1 contender for one of Honeybee's women's championship belts. Which of those championship belts is going to be will be determined at a later time. But tonight we are going to crown a #1 contender to Team Queen Bee's Honeybee. Most likely, if I had to guess, it's going to end up being for the Archerverse Women's World Championship. We do, of course, already have a contender for the Grand Prix Championship, and I'm not sure what Alan Severn or the Wolfpack has planned as far as the WCW Women's Championship is concerned, which will, of course, probably come up before next Friday's show. But that said, that is then, this is now. We have 9 matches to get through tonight. It is going to be an absolute fire evening of non-stop professional wrestling action. And before we get there, though, we're going to have a look at the dirt sheet, see what's cracking and lacking in the world of pro wrestling. And I'm going to, actually, before I do that, I'm going to open up my dashboard so I don't get snuck attack by some villainous member of the community. Alright, there we go. Dashboard is open, good to go. Alright, so, again, before we get started, we're going to have a look at the dirt sheets. We're going to do that first. Let's see what's happening. Actually, there's quite a bit of interesting information going on here tonight for the dirt sheets as far as that goes. But the first thing that caught my eye, however, is an article from WrestlingNews.co. It is by Paul Davis. And it says, this is a quote from Seth Rollins. It says, "A lot of us don't like Logan Paul. He doesn't want to be a wrestler. He just wants to be famous." So I'm going to have a look at that. So it says, WWE superstar Seth Rollins is not a fan of Logan Paul, and he wasn't shy to say it on his Instagram feed to thousands of people. He said, and I quote, "A lot of us don't like Logan Paul." Rollins said, "I don't like Logan Paul. I don't really need him in my locker room and in my space." Rollins, however, did put over Logan as being ultra-talented, but he took offense to Logan bragging about throwing Seth out of the Men's Royal Rumble match. Rollins added, "I just advise him to stay in his lane. At the end of the day, he's not a wrestler. He doesn't want to be a wrestler. He just wants to be famous. He doesn't care about the industry. He's not a wrestler. I think it's best for him to stay in his lane, whatever that is. I don't know, like buying counterfeit Pokemon cards. If that's your lane, stay in that lane." And that's all it says about that for now. So clearly Seth Rollins, I mean, lately he's been quite vocal about a few different things, hasn't he? Of course, most recently open about calling CM Punk a cancer. Now, we do have a member of the community that would absolutely agree with that. I mean, I'll be honest, I've never, again, we've discussed this before, I've never been the biggest fan of CM Punk like some have, but I do know one that dislikes him more than I do. And he will be joining us on the broadcast momentarily, as a matter of fact, and he will tell you his love and affection that he has for that certain superstar, one CM Punk. But yeah, CM Punk, now Logan Paul. Now, mind you, let's be honest, I mean, it could be a work, right? Because, I mean, he is apparently rumored to be facing Logan Paul at WrestleMania, right? Which is not too far away, so they're going to start the build for that. So I read a bit of a lengthier part of that same interview earlier, and it did mention later on, that he is apparently supposed to be facing Logan Paul at WrestleMania. So it could be a work. Maybe he legitimately doesn't like Logan Paul. I mean, many didn't, right? He's a YouTube star that started out boxing, and now he's trying to find his way. He does want to be famous. I mean, honestly, I don't know that there's many professional wrestlers that don't want to be famous. I mean, you don't want to be a famous professional wrestler? You know what I mean? Having a little fame to add to the, potential fame in wrestling is not a bad thing. I don't know, until Logan Paul decides to shit on the business in some sort of fashion. To me, it looks like he's working hard. He's putting on a good show. He's surprising many in the ring. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. And Glenola invading with 3 villains. What's going on, Glenola? The great Glenola is in the house, and I assume Life is Great is one of those people. So welcome in, Life. And welcome to the broadcast, the great Glenola. What's going on, my friend? Appreciate you being here. Episode number 448. We are only 2 away from 450 episodes, Glenola.
No!
Yes! What do you mean, no? Yes!
It can't be!
I know, it's fucking weird, isn't it? Like, so it's because we've been kind of talking about this on and off since about episode 350, right? So it's even weirder for us. But it was weird because we hit... Right, well, maybe, but we hit 375, and we're like, oh, we're just about to 400. Then we hit 400, we're like, oh, we're just about to 425, and now we're almost at 450 next Friday night. Because, again, we're not doing a live YTD Academy this week. We're going to do dark matches instead. I'll probably do those Sunday. The reason for that is I want to keep our 450 episode celebration on a main roster show. As such, next Friday night, WCW Starrcade will, in fact, be episode number 450. What's cool about that is episode 400 was Wrestle Wars. Episode 450 is going to be Starrcade. That's perfect. I love it. How that happened to work. Now, only because we've eliminated one show, I get that, but we're not really eliminating the show, we're just eliminating the live version of that show. We're still going to have matches. For instance, there's a redeem for a championship match against Honeybee for the weekend. We might have a new superstar joining the roster this weekend, because I did happen to overlook a contract on the table when I was signing Matthew Ultraviolet, and there's another superstar potentially coming in, so we'll discuss that later. But yeah, that'll be I believe 400 and, or sorry, that's how many, so I believe that'll be streamer team number 107, I think. I do believe so anyways. The Glenalians, no, there's no Glenalians here. I put up a force field. Them little bastards can't get in here. You don't want them in. They're oppressive. They will stick you in a little confined room and drive you nuts the entire time you're there. They will not let you watch any live TV. You cannot hear anybody else but the one voice you hear in the sky, whether that be Glenola or, you know, a Glenalien. We're not really sure at times. They could be one and the same. But yeah, anyway, so you beat Far Cry 6 tonight?
Yep.
Now tell me, did you enjoy Far Cry 6?
I really did. I rank it probably about an 8 out of 10.
An 8 out of 10, okay. Very cool. Now, you've played all the Far Cry games, I'm assuming.
No, I've only played a little bit of 3. I've beat 5 and New Dawn, and then I just played a few minutes of Primal.
Oh, okay. And so now are you going to be playing Primal, or do you have another game in mind coming up, or...?
Good chance I'm going to play Primal. I haven't 100% decided yet what the next game is.
Okay.
But it's a very strong possibility.
Very strong possibility? Alright, because like you said, you've only played a few minutes of it, so you could elaborate on that now.
Yeah.
So, any other games in mind, though? Did you have other games on the docket? Anything, something you've never played before you're going to give a shot at, perhaps, or anything of that sort?
I'd have to look to see what I have, you know, on the PlayStation here.
Yeah.
Thing is, I have a tendency to start a game and then get distracted by something else.
Yeah, understandable. Yo, Anger Issues! What's going on, Anger? Appreciate you stopping in, my friend. What's going on? What's new and exciting? But yeah, so, and now are you going to be starting that, like, pretty much one of your next streams, or is that going to be a delay? Because I know you said something about Valentine's Day, so I don't know if you're going to start a new game for Valentine's Day.
Oh, I'll be starting one before then, you know.
Okay.
It'll probably be my next stream. I'll figure out what I want to play. I might take a day or two off.
Well, I didn't know if you're going to go back to Red Dead or what the plan was, so I didn't.
That's a possibility too. Is, you know, jump onto Red Dead for a stream just to raise some hell, blow up
just to raise some hell, blow up a few horses. Yeah. So, But anyways, yeah, so episode number 450 will be next Friday, WCW Starrcade. Again, I don't fully know what Alan Severn and the Wolfpack has planned for that show. I do know that we have a number one contender already for Honeybee's YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Championship, and she'll be defending that this weekend. And tonight, we are going to crown a number one contender, which I assume that will be for the Archiverse Women's World Championship. So we will be collecting some contenders for Honeybee along the way. I have heard rumors. Glenola, maybe you can shed some light on this. I did hear a rumor that there might be a championship chamber match next Friday night. Again, I don't know what's going on in Starrcade these days. I don't have access to the same information I would on Wrestle Wars Genesis. And actually, we are going to be completely, by the way, I'm going to mention that quick, we're going to be completely rebranding to Wrestle Wars Genesis very shortly. The new logo is ready, so we're going to do a bit of a redesign. That's going to be probably taking place sometime, hopefully before Tuesday. But anyways, yeah, so is there any truth to that? Is that a thing?
That's the rumor I'm hearing. Is a Chamber of Pain match.
Grow strong and our communities will remain strong by our constant support for one another's endeavors.
Bewley 5? Is it Bewley? Am I pronouncing that right? And I'm doing good, Bewley. If that's how you say it, Bewley 5. Is that correct? Either way, thanks for stopping in. Welcome to episode number 448 here at the Archiverse. We're kicking off our second night of our post-Slamboree Fallout. 9 matches on the card tonight. We got 5 championship matches, some contendership matches. We're going to see some rising superstars in action, and of course we're going to see some fiery feuds, continue the rivalries. It's going to be a great night of action. We were just about to hop into the dirt sheets. We already covered an article. Seth Rollins made it very clear he does not like Logan Paul. Now, I was actually just getting into that before Glenola invaded. I actually am not one of the haters of Logan Paul. I didn't like hearing about Logan Paul coming into the industry when he first came in. But after I saw what he had done to prep himself, how he interacted in that ring, the things he was capable of, I thought, man, that's why I'm not so sure Seth Rollins isn't trying to put a work on here. I don't know if he actually believes that. Can you get in a ring and perform like that and do that well when you've never been a wrestler before? If you don't have a love for the business, if you don't do your homework and figure out how to work that ring, you know what I mean? I mean, he performed better than some veterans that very same night, if you all remember. So, I mean, look what he did at the Rumble. I know it was just a spot, but I want one of you, both, go find a friend and launch each other from either side of the ring and smash into each other midair as hard as they did. Because I got to tell you, that's one of the most impressive spots I've ever seen, was when Ricochet and Logan Paul collided midair. Man, you could hear that thud throughout the entire arena, and people were cheering, and that's how hard they hit each other. I would be completely surprised if they didn't have some rib damage after that. Honestly, did you see that, Glenola?
I didn't see it, no.
Okay, so at some point you're going to have to bring it up on YouTube or something and check that out, because I'm telling you, man. So Ricochet gets up on one side of the ring. Logan Paul's up on the ring apron on the other side of the ring. They look at each other they're like, let's go. They hop up on the fucking top rope and just launch each other like a missile and collide mid-air, full force, full speed ahead. And I mean, with a roaring, standing, and cheering crowd, you heard the thud. It was just boom. It was like, holy crap. Like, I don't even know how the hell they walked out of there like that. But it was impressive. It was just an interesting spot. It was seemingly for no reason. I don't know why they bothered to do that, but it didn't matter. It was cool. It was cool.
Well, that's probably why they did it.
That's likely exactly why they did it, right? It was a cheap pop. Let's see. Bully, but it's Bully. Well, fuck. Didn't even think of that. All right, Bully it is. But I just added my name to it. So I know of you from a mutual friend. Oh, who's the mutual friend? And hey, thanks for stopping by on just the word of another mouth. Appreciate that. You've actually waltzed into a great community. We have one of the best communities on Twitch. They are all unwaveringly supportive. They can answer any questions you might have, too, by the way, if you ever have a question and we're busy doing our thing. because we, as much of a wrestling show as we are, we also part podcast. So there's a lot of discussions that take place as well as wrestling matches. But we have a fantastic community, one of the best you'll ever see on any platform, and you'll have a good time here. So appreciate you stopping in. Many will tell you, Bully, that this is the late night place to be, the most must-see show on Twitch TV, and of course we are the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. So welcome in. Alright. And if you already haven't hit that follow button, Bully, make sure you smash that follow button. That way when we go live, you know exactly when we're doing our thing, and you can jump on over and enjoy the show in its entirety. That way you don't miss any shows. A lot of action going on. And can we drop the YouTube link, please, for Bully, just in case he wants to follow us over on YouTube as well? Oh, somebody already did. Thank you, Life. Good God, I'm behind. And the Discord link. Life, thank you. You're awesome. Appreciate you. You're ahead of Glenola and I tonight. Good Lord. Glenola, we're slacking. And Joe Link is apparently slacking too.
I'm letting Life's great have the fun
Oh,
tonight.
how dare you, you Ghastly. That is, you are so full of shit. Here we go. See, this is how we're going to start the night off, is Glenola's telling lies. He's telling us, I don't even see a redemption for a tree of knowledge or rotten fruit, and you're feeding us full of bullshit like it's a fucking delicacy. How dare you, sir? How dare you? But anyways, I wonder what Boss is up to. Anybody hear from Boss today? I assume Boss might be at work, actually. Maybe. Actually don't know. Is he off today? What's today? Today's Friday. It's Starrcade.
Today's Friday.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought I saw something in Discord. Let me...
Well, I know he said that Sunday he is having his event, which I will be there for. Can we actually give Boss a shout out, because he does have a show this Sunday night? Now I'll also be doing YTD Academy matches this Sunday night, not live. There'll be dark matches. Again, we're not doing YTD Academy live this week.
So, Boss Apollo. Together we will grow strong and our communities will remain strong.
There we go.
By our constant
Thank you very much.
We gave
With the
Boss and Apollo both shout-outs.
Mucho gracias. Yeah, so anyways, what, Life, how was your day? Bully, how was your day? Anybody else wants to answer the question? How was your day? Hopefully you had a good day. My day was interesting, but I'll say that. I'll say that. We're here for a good time. So we're not going to talk about my day. We're just going to leave that in the past. But it's going to be a good show.
Getting over COVID.
Pretty good. Getting over COVID. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Did you see my answer, Archer? No, I didn't. Hold on. Let me check that out. It's got me reading. Oh, Flashy. Nice. Very good. I love Flashbang. Flash is awesome. Actually, can we get a shout out? Flashbang 707. I've been following Flashy for a long time. He's a very good streamer. He has a wrestling universe of his own. And I forget which days he goes live now, because I always just kind of catch him. I don't pay attention to ever what day it is. Plus, you know, streamers, they're changing days like they change their underwear, so trying to keep up with that kind of thing is almost impossible anyways. But yeah, Flashbang has a very good universe mode, and has a good time. He's got a great community of his own, and I've enjoyed many a times over there, having a good time. As a matter of fact, Elijah Archer is on his show, so.
Good guy, man. He's a very cool dude.
But yeah, anyways. Good guy. Man, he is a very cool dude. He also looks like Kevin Owens. I made a joke one time that if he actually joined the Archerverse and signed a contract, that I would just have to make a Kevin Owens lookalike and give him a haircut. But yeah. Have you ever noticed that, Bully? He looks like Kevin Owens. You know, at least he could be related. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he looks just like Kevin Owens, but if you're watching his show and and the light hits his face at a certain angle, he looks like Kevin Owens, I'm telling you. And he kind of sounds like him a little bit even.
To see a complete list of champions from each
But yeah, I love
respective
Flashy.
brand,
I actually haven't caught his stream in the last couple weeks. I got to make a better effort to go back and visit over there. Have a good time as always.
Didn't want to be disrespectful
of saying his name and so forth. Oh no, well, I mean, we support everybody here, my friend. That is what we do. There's no disrespect, but I can understand you feeling that way. You're newer here, but yeah, no, we shout out and make sure we acknowledge anybody that we know that has a channel of their own, and we would like to promote that for them so that they can continue to grow and gain new community members. We don't play those games here. We don't play those games here. And on our Discord, you can also promote there as well and post things that... I mean, there's definitely different sections to post things, but you can feel free to utilize the Discord at your leisure. But yeah, no disrespect here. We want to make sure we support everybody and shout out anybody we can.
It's like Oprah here.
It's what we do.
You get a shout out, and
it's like Oprah. It's like Oprah here. How dare you?
And you.
Oprah. She just correlated Oprah Winfrey with the Archerverse TV. That is fucking ghastly, I'm telling you. Life, I should ban you. You know, if you weren't such a great mod, I would ban you. But it is hard to find great mods. It really is. So you're lucky. Tonight, I'm just going to let that go, that you just fucking correlated the Archerverse TV with Oprah Winfrey. As ghastly as that is.
Now, what are you complaining about, Archer?
John in West Texas.
My streams be as big as Oprah's show.
Yo, John in West Texas. What's going on, John? Welcome in. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for the follow. What's new and exciting? Appreciate you being here. Episode number 448. It's the second of our post-Slamboree Fallout shows. We just had our first big stream preview of 2023. This past Sunday, actually, was an absolute banger of a show. If you haven't seen it or haven't heard about it, you can either go to the VODs or you can go to YouTube. Nope, wait, correction, I haven't uploaded it to YouTube yet. I just lied, I apologize. You can go to the VODs and watch it there for now. It was an absolute thrill ride. 14 championship matches. It was the culmination of many weeks and months of storytelling, angles, plots, feuds, rivalries, epic matches. God damn it, it was good. And we're just getting in through our Fallout week. And this is the second of our Fallout shows, WCW Starrcade. This show largely controlled by a faction called the Wolfpack Horsemen, led by Team Glenola, actually, who is on the broadcast with me right now. He's the co-host of the most. And, of course, Alan Severn, the Wolfman, and whoever else he has under his wing. You never know. He's always collecting new members of his faction. I think he's trying to create an entire roster for himself, to be fair. But, yeah. So a lot going on, so welcome in, and we're going to hit the dirt sheets again here in a moment. Actually, we probably could get the show on the go and get the tone-setting match of the night on the go, I guess, before we hit the dirt sheets, couldn't we, Glenola? I guess we may as well do that. There's no reason we shouldn't at this point.
Oh, no problem.
Oh, yeah, let's get the action started.
All right, so let's do that. And then we'll jump into the dirt sheets and see what's crack-a-lackin'. And, of course, I'll have a list or two for later. Glenola has about 50 billion, so we're not even going to ask him. And if Boss shows up, well, he'll come unprepared. That is my... You know what? We should start a prediction. We should start a prediction during one of the matches for fun to see who thinks Boss Apollo shows up to the show prepared tonight if he joins. Because I say no. I say nil. I say he does not show prepared. What do you think, Glenola? It's a tough one, because sometimes
Probably not.
Yeah, right, because sometimes he surprises us, but other times it's like, yeah, no, totally unprepared. He's our favorite of our worst co-hosts. He's our favorite of our worst co-hosts ever. He always comes to work unprepared. It's ghastly. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get things crack-a-lackin' and rockin' and rollin'. Episode number 448, live. WCW Starrcade, let's go!
The dog was blind.
I can see that. Imagine having a whole show for the Wolfpack. Wolf Wars.
They're not that far off. Have you seen the size of the Wolfpack Horsemen? Which, by the way, we still have to fully brand to the Wolfpack Horsemen. Has the paperwork been submitted for that?
No, because there's a
Gaslight.
little confusion there, Archer. Only a portion of it is Horseman.
Oh, that's right. It's the Starrcade portion. Is the Wolfpack
just-
Horseman. Wrestle Wars
No, the
factions.
actual Wolfpack Horseman is War, Farmer, Psychosis, Kyle Riley, and Omega.
Except for Farmer's not on Starrcade.
I know, because you screwed things up with the paperwork.
I mean, he hasn't been part of Starrcade in like 6 months.
Yeah, there's a lot of tension.
Don't you dare blame me for you not submitting your paperwork to have everything put through. That is gas. You know what? Wait a minute. Wait one goddamn minute here. I don't even work for WCW. I work for Wrestle Wars. I help run YTD Academy. You, your crew, your team of whatever you want to, cronies, savages. You are in charge of WCW. So why am I getting the blame here?
Because it's always your fault.
No, it is not. How dare you, sir? Now, that's right. Boo the man. Thank you.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I know something we'll agree on. We'll blame Woozy.
We'll blame. Actually, we're not going to blame Woozy tonight, and I will explain that
Congratulations.
off air
Couldn't do it.
later. I do have some news to share that Woozy has entrusted me with, but I'm only going to say it off air to a select few people that I know he won't mind hearing the information. I actually have some bad news. But Woozy is fine. Woozy is fine. But there's some bad news associated with Woozy, and for those that have access to the lily pad, we'll discuss that later.
Okay.
But
we blame Cool.
We can blame Cool. That is, you know what though? We haven't been blaming Joe Link. His wife would be very disappointed. I mean, she
True.
came to visit the Archer, even created an account specifically to come tell us that we, as a community, need to start blaming Joe Link for everything under the sun. Was her words, not ours. Glenola, you were here for that. Not our words. We had nothing to do with that. Therefore, when in doubt, I believe always blame Joe Link is the way to go.
I think Girly Girl wants us to blame Soul.
Yo, Girly Girl! Didn't even see you sneak in there, Girly Girl. Apologize.
I haven't seen her.
Oh, I thought you meant she was in here. Well, we shouted her out anyways.
I think I just think she wants us to blame Soul.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh no, I'm glad to hear Woozy's okay though. Yes, Woozy is okay. Woozy is okay. I just wasn't gonna have any shenanigans regarding Woozy tonight because there's things going on. Again, I'll explain it to those that are in that circle to hear the information. Okay? If he gives me permission to tell everybody else, I will, or maybe he'll come on and tell himself. I just know that he's having a rough go. I'll leave it at that. But he is okay. It's not him. But nonetheless, not good news. So So yeah, Life, how dare you try to ban me from the broadcast? I mean, what? We haven't even got started yet. I didn't even do anything. I didn't miss a joke. I've been catching up with the chat. What is wrong with you people? We haven't even got started. You're already starting the villainy. The ill-behaved antics. Good God. All right. Yeah, and those numbers, by the way, for the jackpot are good. Joe Link had won the Channel Redemption Reward. Nobody else won the YTD Academy Championship up, so the new numbers are good. 125 and 005 are the numbers. Alright. Glenola is Big E. Oh, I haven't done that. I should do that right now. Let's see who I am. I swear to God, if I am Lita or anybody else.
Superstar. Today, Glenola is Big E.
Well, you know,
Superstar
I could have thought of some other wrestlers I'd prefer, but I'll take Kofi over, you know, China or Ruby Soho, Beth Phoenix. Yeah, so there's that.
Superstar.
I will take Koski.
Today,
I'm sure you
Nick
will.
is
How dare
great
you
as a
gloat
superstar.
about that after seeing me get Kofi?
Superstar.
I mean,
Today,
at
the
that
Archer
point,
versus Kofi.
China wouldn't have been such a bad
I will
option,
take
really.
Asuka.
But anyways, all right, here we go. We're going to get the first match of the night underway, the tone-setting match of the night. This is a eliminator matchup for the #1 contendership to Honeybees Archerverse World Wrestling Championship. And look at the villainy we have in here. We got a bunch of villainous vixens. We've got Angel Terror from Team Leota King. We have Natalia. Of course, has been running through the tag team division lately with Tamina. It's been an absolute thrill ride over in the women's tag team division. Charlotte Flair, the queen of the ring. We've got Angel Brooks, one of the newcomers from YTD Academy, that's making her way up the ladder, looking sensational. Claire Lay, former WCW Women's World Champion. And, of course, the all-time winningest superstar in the Archerverse. And, again, for anybody that here that is new, we're not talking about just a woman superstar here. We're talking about the winningest superstar of all time in the Archerverse since the Archerverse 1.0, the Viking Rose Brewer from Team Distinct Cone. What a savage beast she is. Multiple-time women's champion, tag team champion, absolutely sensational. So, that is our tone-setting match of the night. We're going to get things rocking and rolling right now. It is showtime and go time. Let's go. All right. What were we talking about? Oh, yes. Banning Life. Oh, no. That was a conversation from earlier. We decided not to ban Life. Sorry, Life. I'm dragging up the past. I like that bitter ex. They just wants to toss that garbage in your face every time they see you. But anyways, all right, so let's have a look at the dirt sheet, see what's happening there. There was a lot happening there. There's quite a bit going on tonight. Should be interesting. We already covered the Seth Rollins disliking Logan Paul article, so we'll move on from that.
Forward to this match for a while, mostly because I'm outside the elimination chamber and not in it.
Archer, guess
A
what?
competitor who is always laser.
Or at least I'm going to try.
I expect
For some reason, it won't let me
from her tonight.
leave the article. Apparently, it wants me to be there. So I'm going to have to open up a new one.
So it shadows. Together we will grow
Here we go.
strong and our communities will remain strong by our constant
All right, here's
support
something
for
from
one
about
another's
59 minutes
endeavors.
ago. This is Wrestling News.co by Paul Davis. This is backstage news on Jey Uso's absence from WWE TV and why the Usos are unlikely to be at Elimination Chamber. It says the Usos have a tag team title defense next week on SmackDown, but as seen tonight, Roman Reigns has not heard from Jey since the Royal Rumble, and his brother Jimmy says he hasn't heard from him either. There's a possibility that we might not hear from Jey until after the Elimination Chamber show on February 18th. Due to their DUI history, Jimmy and Jey would not be allowed to go to Montreal, Canada, which means if Roman Reigns is going to have a backup with him, the only person who can be there with him besides Paul Heyman is Solo Sikoa. Canada takes DUIs much more seriously than the United States, so this might explain why Jey is off TV. The plan is for Jimmy and Jey to defend their titles at WrestleMania so they can start building that match after the Chamber show. The Usos are scheduled to defend their titles next week against Braun Strowman and Ricochet, and Jimmy said he believes that his brother will be there. So tonight on Friday Night SmackDown, the main event was officially announced. It'll be Roman Reigns defending the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Sami Zayn. Then there's a bit of a correction here. It says, I believe Jey can go into the country, but Jimmy can't. Jey appeared on a show in Winnipeg a few months ago without Jimmy. Yeah, it was Jimmy that was busted for DUI. Yeah. So, yes, Canada does treat DUI very, very viciously, and that's because when they looked over statistics, a lot of DUIs in our country were coming from outside of our own country, and there's nothing worse than allowing somebody with a history of driving a 2,500-pound weapon drunk across your border to kill one of your citizens. And it's not just Americans, believe me, you know, so it's not that. Everybody gets treated the same way. If you have a DUI record outside of the country, you are not permitted into ours, at least not without some very hefty lawyer team behind you. Like it just, like they won't even let. It doesn't matter if you're WWE, NHL, NBA, NFL. They treat it like a very serious crime. So it's.
I was watching a thing about border guards with Canada, you know, border crossings and all this, and they had a guy that had DUI from 20 plus years before.
Yep. And still wouldn't let him in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been clean the whole, ever since.
Yeah.
Did not have any other criminal history.
Well, here's it.
It's
not even just DUIs. Like, for instance, here's something for you. Like, I had an assault charge when I was 19 years old, and it's still held against me to this day. I'm 45 years old. I've been a big part of the community, taught martial arts for over a decade, been a martial artist in the community for 37 years, and yet still, it's just one of those things. They're very good at tracking their criminals here. That's for sure. And I'm not a criminal, but they would still technically peg me as one for what I did when I was 19 years old. So, and how long ago was that? Right? What is that? 26 years ago? 26? Is that right? Did I do the math right there? But
probably.
But yeah. Yeah. So, but I mean, I don't think the United States should let people with a DUI record across the border either, for that matter. It should work the same both ways. I mean, I don't think anybody I really don't believe anybody from Canada with a DUI record should be crossing the border to potentially harm somebody over there. So, I don't know. But, all right, let's see here. Shadow says, Archer, guess what?
But if anyone is up for it, it's this
Shadows, what? Life says, so you and Glenola are former teammates. That tracks? What? I have no idea what that meant, Glenola. You just try and ban me. I did not try to ban you. I said I could ban you. I said I should ban you, but I won't because, it is hard to replace good mods. Joe Link isn't here. I know Joe Link is tardy today. Joe Link is tardy. And then he'll stroll in later and be like, I was lurking. I know what happened. Somebody won. There was a wrestler in a ring. Somebody walked down the ramp. There was music. It was a good time. So what's going on, everybody? Thank you, Joe Link, for that.
I got to take my treatment, so I'll be off mic.
All right, sounds good. Talk to you when you get back. In the meantime, I'll continue down the dirt sheets. All right, so let's see what else is going on here. Just doing it again. Weird. I don't know why that keeps doing that. My Wrestling News and Rumors page keeps locking up. It's strange. All right, so. Here's something from Bleacher Report. And this was written by Mike Chiari. And it says, Vince McMahon apparently fine with WWE sale where he wouldn't have creative control concepts. I find that very interesting. But anyways, it says WWE CEO Nick Khan suggested Friday that a sale of WWE could result in Chairman Vince McMahon no longer having any involvement with the company. During an appearance on CNBC, Khan said McMahon is completely fine with the idea of a sale leading to his permanent removal from WWE. McMahon, who purchased WWE from his father in 1982, retired his position as chairman, CEO, and head of creative in July amid a board of directors investigation into payments he made to multiple women. It was found that Vince McMahon did not properly report to the board that he paid several women millions of dollars in exchange for their silence about sexual relationships they had with him, and even allegations of sexual misconduct in some cases. McMahon's retirement was short-lived, though, as he returned to the board of directors last month and was re-elected president. McMahon's daughter, Stephanie McMahon, was named chairwoman and co-CEO with Khan when Vince retired, and she resigned from WWE to accommodate Vince's return. Khan has acknowledged that McMahon's return to the company was due to his desire to explore strategic alternatives, namely a potential sale. CNBC's Alex Sherman reported last month that WWE hired an investment banking company, JP Morgan, to serve as an advisor in sales negotiations, and noted that a sale will likely occur in the next 3 to 6 months if it happens. Sherman named Comcast, Fox, Disney, Warner Brothers, Discovery, Netflix, Amazon, UFC owner Endeavor Group Holdings, and Formula One owner Liberty Media as possible buyers. While every indication thus far is that McMahon has only been involved on the business side of things, fans and journalists have speculated on the possibility of McMahon trying to return to creative power as well, since it is a position he held from 1982 until his retirement last year. McMahon's son-in-law Triple H was named head of creative, and after McMahon retired, and he remained entrenched in that role. Khan said on CNBC that McMahon has had no involvement with creative, and Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter also reported recently that McMahon has not attended any creative meetings since his return. WWE has been McMahon's passion for decades, but if Khan is to be believed, the 77-year-old executive is prepared to do what is best for shareholders, including himself, from a financial perspective, even if it means no longer being part of the company. He is chiefly responsible for building into a global empire. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think he's blowing smoke? And what do you think about a potential sale to begin with? Do you think that a potential sale is even a real thing? Or it's just all for publicity, smoke, and mirrors? What do you guys think? Just going back on the chat here real quick. Well, that's a given. The U.S. don't care about drunk driving. It's disgusting. Does that have a limitation, like 10 years with a DUI or something? No, I don't think there's a statute of limitations on it. I mean, now if you were pardoned and the DUI was somehow removed from your record, then yes. Otherwise, I don't think there's a statute of limitations on it. I think it's just a permanent fixture. What am I going to ask before I finish typing? Kofi and Big E. Imagine Disney buying WWE, yeah. I want to see Gordy and Donald Duck throw down. Oh, it says Goofy. It's like Gordy. It's like, who the fuck is Gordy? But my eyes really bugged out when I first looked at Goofy. That's kind of funny.
She just won't stay down. She was clearly waiting for that.
Let's have a look here, see what's going on in this Eliminator matchup. And are we down to 2 competitors already? That can't be. Oh, no, okay, we're not. I was going to say, that the match didn't start that long ago. I see Angel Terror there now. She was kind of blending in with the fans there for a moment. Man, Angel Brooks all over Claire Lay right now. You don't see Claire Lay getting beat down like that very often. Eliminator matchups, always intense. High-octane matchups. The best of the best always performing inside. No different tonight as we look for a #1 contender to Honeybee's Archiverse World Wrestling Championship. She is now, of course, a Triple Crown champion. She is only the second person in Archiverse history to ever achieve that. And, I mean, it took Ashley Marie almost, 2.5 years to achieve something like that. Honeybee has done it just since inking a contract in December. She hit the ground running and tore through the roster. They kept stepping up to the plate. She banged them out of the park. She kept hitting home runs until she finally became, she did have that rivalry with Charlotte Flair. I'm not saying that rivalry's over, and hopefully it's not, because that was fantastic. But she is now holding all 3 of the top women's prizes. She's holding the YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Championship. She's holding the Archiverse World Wrestling Championship and the WCW World Wrestling Championship. A phenom is Honeybee. And of course, once you reach Triple Crown status, you're automatically entered into the Hall of Legends. So now Honeybee and Team Queen Bee entered into the Hall of Legends as one of only 2 Triple Crown champions. So again, congratulations to Team Queen Bee, Team Honeybee Wrestling. Fantastic achievement. Triple Crown Women's World Champion. Awesome. Isn't Gordy the Cap from Red? Oh, it is too. That's right. Thank you, Glenola. Appreciate that. Make it look like I knew what I was talking about when I did not. Thank you for shouting out Honeybee. All right, so let's see what else is crack-a-lack in the dirt sheets here. All right, here's some backstage news on why Keith Lee apparently has been off AEW TV. Actually didn't know he was off the AEW TV. Did anybody else know that?
Does anybody even watch AEW TV?
Bammo! Darth Glenola hits it out of the park. Boom! That's why he's the co-host with the most, folks. You see that? Not only can he say BM Punk right off his tongue like it's a, it's an actual thing. Do you see how fast he responded to that? Boom! Whammo!
That's because it is an actual thing.
Not an actual thing, but
BM
it is
Punk
now.
Is a piece of shit.
You brought that into existence. In fact, maybe you should file for copyright claim. A trademark. You can file for a trademark on BM Punk. That would be fun. Let's say you did, because if you look it up, I don't think it costs that much to try to get a trademark done. I believe it is very inexpensive. And that would be cool if the Glenolaverse held the trademark for BM Punk. That would be cool. All right. So Keith Lee is reportedly, again, I did not know he was off TV. I don't know if any of you guys did, but apparently he's been off TV. So Keith Lee is reportedly away from AEW for storyline reasons, and so there's nothing wrong with him. He's fine. Lee has been away since December 21st, 2022 edition of AEW Dynamite, where he was attacked by former partner Swerve Strickland, his new faction, the Mogul Affiliates. The Mogul Affiliates? The Mogul Affiliates. I can't imagine why I don't tune in every week. Anyways, the angle included a cinder block attack to Lee. A cinder block? Really? That's a big dude. You think a cinder block's gonna hurt him? I got 10-year-olds that can break a cinder block. Anyways, I mean, you think we'd be a little farther along in silly little smoke and mirror tricks like that on TV when everybody knows it's all bullshit. You know what I mean? Nobody believes a cinder block hurts you. Maybe if you drop it on a baby's head. You know what I mean? A cinder block is not. Have you ever seen the cinder block? It's not like it is a solid piece of concrete. They are very easy to break, as a matter of fact. You don't even need to have a brick hammer for it. But anyways, I could keep ranting. I just think that's silly. You know, I think a chair shot looks worse than a cinder block shot. And they usually screw up the cinder block, because you know why? Because they don't use a real cinder block. What they'll do is they'll go get some quick dry cement and use it's literally pure cement. So it literally explodes into powder when they hit you with it. But anyway, in an update, a new report from Wrestling Observer notes that Lee is out of action because they are still selling the cinder block spot with Strickland. Lee is set to return at some point for revenge, but there is no word yet on when he will be back. Lee blacked out his social media profile images shortly after the let's try that again. After the cinder block angle, and those images are still black. At one point, he removed his Twitter bio, but it currently says "Forward March." Lee has not wrestled since since he and Swerve defeated Shane Taylor Promotions at ROH Final Battle on December 10th. His last AEW match was at Full Gear on November 19th, when he and Strickland came up short against AEW World Tag Team Champions, The Acclaimed. Now, that's another thing. If they're going to continue to do ROH, and they're going to put ROH back on TV, could we leave AEW stars on AEW and just sign some talent for ROH? Otherwise, why not just call it, I don't know, AEW After Fuse. You got Dynamite After Fuse. Because, I mean, it's just another AEW show at that point. You've literally got AEW superstars holding the ROH belts. I mean, is there a point to having ROH if you're just going to treat it like AEW 2.0? Glenola, what do you think? Do you agree with me on that?
I do.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but I really do agree with you on that.
Yeah, you hate to... How dare you, sir? How dare you? But anyways, yeah, no, I don't know. And again, I think the whole Cinderblock spot and storyline is... Again, first of all, you're not hurting anybody with the Cinderblock. And not their Cinderblocks. It could be done with a proper Cinderblock. It could be. Even they break very easy, but... He's certainly not going to be off of television since December 21st. 2 fucking months almost for a Cinderblock? That dude is what? How big is... Can you please look up how big Keith Lee is for me? Because I'm thinking he's 6'1", 6'2", and about 350. 6'1", 6'2", and about 350. And he could be tall. He could be bigger than that. He could be bigger than that. And you're telling me the goddamn Cinderblock going to hurt that big son of a bitch? Like what? Did he drop the cinder block from the the Space Needle? Like, I don't know.
6'2", 340.
He's so that's close. 6'2", 340 pounds, and a cinder block is going to hurt that man. Anyways, it's just one of the many reasons that I can't stay invested in that show. All right, so here's another article from RingsideNews.com. It is Saptarshi Sinha. Now, this is a bit of an old story, brought back to light, if you will, but a lot of us knew this already. I'm sure Glenola's not going to be too... Like, it's not going to be anything he doesn't already know, but anyways, it might be for some of you. But apparently Brock Lesnar wanted Sable, who's his wife, to leave WWE before they could get married. So it says, Rena Marlette Lesnar, better known by her ring name Sable, was among the most popular WWE divas of the Attitude Era. She has held 2 stints with the WWE, and her return to the company happened quickly, considering the ugly fallout of her first departure. It was during her second run in WWE that Sable crossed paths with her current spouse, Brock Lesnar. Sable started her wrestling journey in 1996 by serving as the manager of her ex-husband Mark Marrow in WWE. If nobody knows who Mark Marrow is, you might remember he was Johnny B. Bad in WCW and I think ECW, but I'm not sure about that one. I think he did show up in ECW as Johnny B. Bad as well, though. She eventually evolved into a singles wrestler and won the Women's Championship in 1998. She dropped the title the following year and parted ways with WWE. Sable's first exit from the WWE in June 1999 was nothing less than a controversial. The former wife of Mark Marrow sued WWE for $110 million for alleged sexual harassment and unsafe working conditions. Sable later reduced the amount she was seeking in damages and agreed to an out-of-court settlement in August of 1999. In 2003, Sable returned to WWE where she met her current husband, Brock Lesnar. A year later, she left WWE for the second time. This time, the departure was on amicable terms, stating she wanted to get married to Lesnar and spend more time with her family. According to Brock Lesnar in his book, Death Clutch, my story of determination, domination, and survival, the Beast Incarnate wanted Sable to quit WWE before they tied the knot. This was during a time when the Beast Incarnate was no longer with Vince McMahon's company. Without any second thought, Sable complied with Lesnar's request. He said, and I quote, "I wanted to marry Rena, however, before I could do this, I needed her to get out of WWE. If we wanted a relationship, I told her neither one of us can work for that company. We both know the long-term side effects of everything there. That was my only demand, nothing else, just that. And so she left the world of World Wrestling Entertainment. She had worked so hard to get back into that company, and now she was leaving it again, except this time she was giving up her career for me. I couldn't have been an easy decision. And before I read the rest of that article, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. The winner of the match and new #1 contender for the Archerverse Women's Wrestling Championship. And wouldn't you know it, the very woman that Team Honeybee and the Diamond B. Jackson have been feuding and rivaling with for the past 3 weeks. Charlotte Flair, the Queen of the Ring, has won the Eliminator matchup and is now the #1 contender, not for the WCW Championship. Hell no, she's crossing over now. She just won contendership in the Eliminator for the Archerverse Women's Wrestling Championship. So Honeybee, Tuesday night, will put her title on the line against the Queen of the Ring, Charlotte Flair, in her first title defense of that Archerverse Women's Wrestling Championship. Will she remain a Triple Crown champion? You got to tune in Tuesday to find that out. Actually, sorry, you got to tune in Sunday to find that out, because she also has to defend the YTD Academy Grand Prix Women's Wrestling Championship this Sunday night. So, the very same night that Boss Apollo has his wrestling show. So, again, let's remember to stop by and check out Boss Apollo's show. All right.
Archer, Johnny B. Bad appeared in WCW and TNA.
And TNA, okay. I wasn't sure. See, I wasn't sure if it was an ECW thing or not.
Actually, from what I'm seeing, he wasn't in ECW at all.
Was he there as Wildman Mark Merrill?
I'm not seeing anywhere where he was in ECW.
Okay, that's possible. I thought he was for some reason. I thought he was. I could be wrong, obviously. So, but yeah. All right, so guys, next match of the night. This is another contendership matchup, if you will. And this is going to be the #1 contendership for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. The winner of this TLC matchup will go on next week on the Wolfpack Championship Wrestling, as is now being dubbed, Wolfpack Championship Wrestling Starrcade, to face the man called Drek, who will be in action tonight. He's going to be a very busy champion, but that is how the Wolf Band likes it. If you're not prepared to defend your title, if you're not prepared for a fight, not only will he take your belt from you, you will be removed from the Wolfpack or the Wolfpack Horsemen. That's just the way they run, and I don't blame them. You don't want dead weight holding you back. They didn't become successful and collect a roster of talent and championships because they don't know what they're doing. So there's that, right? As much as they are a bunch of villains and savages, they know what they're doing. As does the Weapons of Mass Destruction, by the way, who Team Drek and Drek, of course, run with. They are every bit as much of a savage as the faction from Starrcade and Wrestle Wars with the Wolfpack Horsemen. So those two factions alone, two of the most feared factions in all of pro wrestling. But next match of the night, it is Mnemonics, Matthew Ultraviolet, and the Judge locking horns in this TLC matchup, the #1 contendership to the WCW World Championship. And again, I've said this before, but I want to keep repeating it because we do have new people in the Archerverse. There are no betting lines there's no betting lines until the final 3 matches of any main roster card. We only open up betting lines for non-title matches or outside of the championship rounds for stream previews, and stream previews only. Oh, I guess we sometimes do it for tournaments too, don't we, Glenola? I guess so. There's that. Yeah. So not just stream previews, but when we have special events outside of the main roster season, like tournaments, we also open the betting lines for that. But when the championship rounds begin, the good news is you don't have to pay for it like normal. I open them up willingly for you, and you can earn some Archerverse bucks by betting on the matches. So, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, this is the #1 contendership for Drek's World Championship, or whoever is the world champion following tonight. You know, he does have a match tonight. Who says he's walking out with that title? You just don't know. So, but, and of course, Alan Severn, of course, I'm sure, and I'm sure Glenola would confirm this, but Alan Severn would love to see Drek lose tonight because he's not happy that championship is not within the grasps of the Wolfpack Horsemen. I will tell you that right now. He is not happy that that the weapons of mass destruction have been invading on his territory and starting to collect titles there as well as the Archerverse, and I don't blame him. It is ghastly and disgusting to watch those fiends walk in and do the kind of damage they do. They just leave a wake of havoc everywhere they go. So do the Wolfpack. They're just...
Actually, though, Archer, Wolfman isn't the one that's pissed.
Into the chat.
For the Machine, well, that's no better. That is no better.
Yeah, Wolfman, he wants that best competition. He doesn't really care so much about who it is as long as they are that top-level competition.
He's always been the same way. I mean, let's be honest. Sever and the whole family, they've always been the same. They've had that same mindset, so it's not like it's anything new.
You just look at his history, Wolfman's history, and win, loss, it don't matter. Just get in there and fight.
To this very day, the Wolfman Alan Severn, the only man that has never made a complaint to management when it came to the type of matches he was in, how many times he's won or lost, if he got a championship match. The only thing he ever requested is feed me the best, feed me more, and keep that shit coming. So basically, they try to do that. But these days, he's been busy leading the Wolfpack Horsemen and the Wolfpack on Wrestle Wars. He hasn't wrestled as much as... Actually, I guess that's not true. The last couple of weeks, he's been quite active lately, hasn't he? So I guess I can't say that. I guess I can't really say that.
But, I always think back to how many times he was in a match where... a multi-person match, and him and another one were just standing outside the ring beating each other up. Not even trying to win the match. Especially Soul Man.
I thought back to how many multi-man matches he actually had.
Oh. I'll be honest with you, I have no clue. It's been so many. I'd say probably 3/4 of his career in the Archerverse.
Right? Now tell me he wouldn't hold some sort of record for that. I would think. I would almost be willing to put my money on. I mean, again,
if we kept track of that, yeah, he would hold the record. I'm
well,
sure.
I mean, as far as 2.0 and 3.0 go, we can still say that because he's still in a lot of multi-man matches. But the 1.0, he was a beast. He was being fed match after match, multi-man match after multi-man match. I mean,
like the first 2 months that he
unfortunate
had like one singles match,
right? Unfortunate that the Great Land of Purple decided to start eliminating my shows randomly, not even in order, which is why we don't have anything from episode 0 to 100, or sorry, 99, because we do have the hundo. We have episode number 100 all the way up to 446, I think. Unless I'm 3 shows behind. I could be 3 shows behind. Sometimes I get lazy with that, I will admit. I do apologize for that too, by the way. But anyways, yeah.
Numbers are 8,
but
7, 6. Good luck, Liv is
but
great.
I mean,
There are
just
some
his debut
amazing
night.
channel
Yeah,
rewards to choose
I've talked
from
about
if
this
you are
before.
the choice.
3 matches in one night.
Numbers are 2.
With one being an elimination chamber,
Liv is great.
one being a Hell in a Cell, and one just being a straight battle royale.
Really, Saxton?
what would you say your favorite Wolfman moment is?
Oh, without question, Soul Man, Wolfman 1. And I don't, I'm talking the whole match. Though the ending, thrown off the semi-trailer 4 times, powerbombed on the floor, and Simmons wins by walking away.
Part of me feels like he actually enjoyed that.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, the average person, I'm not implying anything, I'm not saying anything here, but the average normal human being, well, first of all, probably wouldn't find themselves on top of a semi-truck trailer, but that said, if they happen to be there, and some guy threw them face first onto pavement, 13 feet down, I'm thinking they wouldn't probably even get up again, but Alan Severn, however, the Wolfman, did not just get up once, but got up 3 further times and proceeded to climb back up to the top of that semi-truck trailer where where Jay Simmons, the Soul Man, was standing with the high ground each and every time. Yet Severn was somehow bewildered that he ended up on the ground each time. It was very... But it was fun as hell to watch. I mean, we were all wondering, Severn, what are you doing? Stay down. But he kept going and going like the Energizer fucking Bunny. Yeah, the evil Energizer Bunny. I mean, that motherfucker got fangs. That ain't no...
It started in the
Motherfucker's
ring,
got fangs.
and they busted, let's see, they busted the barricades.
Oh, good God.
They broke, I believe they broke Vinny Cage's desk.
I think it was Triple H's actually, but I know. Yeah, remember they ended up in Triple H's office.
Well, I couldn't remember if it was Vinny Cage's office or Triple H's office.
Yeah.
But you know, they busted the whole arena up.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was crazy, and they used everything from kendo sticks to chairs to sledgehammers, slamming each other's heads off equipment boxes, into lockers, through doors, into parking lots on cars. Fuck, what a match. While you continue to discuss this, so I have to take a quick facility break. Must drain the dragon. I shall return.
And then don't forget to grab coffee for the puppet.
Not only am I not going to repeat that, because he's very close, that is not happening. Sir, thank you. How dare you. Be right back.
Welcome in, Joe Link.
Yo, Joe Link, what's going on, Mr. Tardy? Thank you for being here, Mr. Tardy. Not doing your jobs, Mr. Tardy. Life is great. Had to do all of your work tonight for you. She has been the co-host with the most extraordinaire tonight. Well, you, sir, were tardy and making me want to pee my pants. How dare you? I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Back into the ring, working his way up the ladder now.
This is
You are too far off there.
Scaling the ladder.
And hello, everybody.
He gets it from high.
But yeah, they went through the entire arena fighting each other.
Together we will
And then even after getting
raise
thrown back off the trailer 4 times,
support for one another.
Jay Simmons and Wolf are going at it on the floor of the parking lot. Simmons powerbombed the Wolfman, turned around and walked off. Wolfman didn't get up. But Archer and I have discussed it. We honestly think that if Simmons had come back, the Wolfman would have gotten up to continue the fight.
Positioning the ladder in the center of the ring.
Oh, wow.
What's he open a fight?
I believe we have a contender for the championship match.
Intense luck on their side right there, that's for sure. I can't even wrap my head around this. He's trying for it now.
Only you are in the running for the ITD championship match.
He turns it around. Left foot down. Like being manhandled by a bear. I don't know. Climbing the ladder at this point seems to be a bit ambitious.
Hey, it's never too early to try. Try to sneak a victory here. Come on, you gotta move quicker than this.
For once, I agree with you. He's setting up the ladder now.
But can he get up there in time? That's the question.
Spinebuster. Vicious right forearm. Connected on that. Great counter. Impressive ring IQ on display there. Just carrying the opposition anywhere they want. Setting up in perfect position, too. He is just really...
We do have a great fight going on here.
The number to win a YTV championship match is 0.
Hard shot to the back. Here's the pump handle.
Backbreaker. Looks to me like, what's coming here? Submission move being applied. Victory is within his grasp now. Just has to finish the job. Taking a bit of a chance here, Cole, and not a very well-calculated one either. Well, this won't win the match, but it's one way to inflict a great deal of punishment on an opponent.
Then it's great for Valiant.
Trouble here.
A couple of elbows.
I have returned. All right. So, what have I missed? Ooh, look at this. We got the judge on top of the ladder. He's almost got it. He did it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. The winner of the TLC match and new #1 contender to the WCW World Championship. He is called the Judge, and he is your new #1 contender. Congratulations to Team Reaper Seal TV, and of course to the Judge. Fantastic display. That was a tough-fought match. I missed a bit of it, unfortunately. I mean, the last when I had left, Matthew Ultraviolet was laid outside the ring, and it was the Judge. I mean, he was having some difficulties in there, and yet he's standing there atop the ladder, holding up that case. So there it is, your new #1 contender to the WCW World Championship. You'll of course get that opportunity next Friday night on episode number 450. Don't miss it. Episode 450. It is going to be a thrill ride. We're going to have championship matches all night long. Who's going to be in those matches? You never know, because it is the Wolfpack Championship Wrestling night. It could go by contenders, or it could be whoever they decide to determine who is worthy of being in a championship match. You never do know. It is Starrcade. Just hang on to your lug nuts and enjoy the overhaul as Alan Severn and the Wolfpack take us on an adventure. But congratulations again to Team Reaper Seal TV, and of course the Judge, #1 contender to the man called Drek, if he walks out of here tonight with his championship, because he is in the main event tonight. So, on to the next match of the evening. Let's go! Let's go! What's going on? All right, here we go. All right, up next, a member of the Natural Disasters, and they have been wreaking havoc both on Wrestle Wars and Starrcade. They are a villainous bunch of monstrous men, including King Kong Bundy, Andre the Giant, Bruiser Brody, and of course this man right here, Psycho Sid Vicious. He is taking on War the Machine from Team Glenola, a member of the Wolfpack Horsemen. He is a ferocious, vicious monster, and he is clashing with another ferocious, vicious monster. This should be one hell of a battle. But I know there's no betting lines on here right now, but who do you guys think walks out with the W here? War the Machine or Psycho Sid Vicious? What do you think?
I'm going with War. Hello, Mr. Pink Gaming. Welcome in. And welcome in Techno Eyes and Raiders.
Welcome in, Techno. Thank you very much for the invasion, invading the compound with 8 villains. What's going on, guys? How was your show? How was your stream? What's going on? How was your day? Tell us all about it. Welcome into episode number 448. This is, of course, the second of our post-Slamboree Fallout shows. A lot of villainy going on. Great matches so far, though, so welcome in. For those of you who don't know, we just had our first big stream preview of 2023 this past Sunday night. It was WCW Slamboree. It was an absolute thrill ride. You want to check that out. We've been dealing with the fallout since Tuesday night Wrestle Wars. Here we are, Friday night Starrcade, and we've got all kinds of champions being tested. We've got up-and-coming superstars getting opportunity. It's an absolute fire evening so far. So welcome in. Appreciate you guys for being here. What's new and exciting? And Mr. Pink Gaming, what is new and exciting, my friend? All right. So we'll get this match crack-a-lack. But yeah, who do you guys think is winning this? Psycho Sid Vicious, or is it going to be War the Machine from Team Glenola?
I don't care.
All right. Let's see here. If the note says, I don't care.
Obviously, War.
History with the Wolfman in this match is
The following contest is
Yeah.
interesting.
Life is Great says, obviously War is winning this, she says.
representing the
Joe Link says, ooh, Joe Link says Sid is winning.
Minneapolis, Minnesota. Weighing
Ooh.
300.
Yeah, the Wolfman's little brother, who they
What the
really
fuck?
don't like each other that much.
Why is Archer coming out? Again?
They always say to have
What?
eyes in the back of your head. Looks like
Uh-oh. Oh, he got bitch slapped. Oh, that's what he gets. What is he even doing out there?
What the?
I don't know. This isn't Tuesday.
Does he really want to get involved in one of War's matches?
Right? coming out and attacking Psycho Sid. What? I mean, is he attempting to aid War? I mean, War does not need help in any match.
Climbs back into the ring.
War doesn't want help in any match.
No. Like, is War coming out, or are we just going to have Archer versus... What is going on right now, even?
He's one step ahead there.
This is supposed to be War of the Machine versus Psycho Sid Vicious, and for whatever reason, Archer has decided to involve himself in Wolfpack business. This is just a back-and-forth slobber knocker. Oh! Wow! What? Winner from a backbreaker? Can somebody explain that to me, please? What? What? What just happened?
I have no clue.
The bell, exactly, the bell didn't even ring. How does Psycho Sid Vicious get awarded a victory? It is not funny. It is not funny. How does Sid Vicious get a victory over a guy that isn't on that show or booked in a match, by the way? You see that says Sid Vicious versus War, with Sid getting a win. Did he fight War? He did not fight War. Why Archer was out there, I don't know, but that's not the point. There was no bell. There was no person booked. Well, there was a person booked. He was not there. That is ghastly. What is even happening right now? That is crazy right there. Joe's pick won. Yeah, apparently. Of course, Infinite Oni would have to point that out. Thank you very much, Infinite Oni. Joe Link does not need his ego stroked. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Joe Link, his pick was correct, though. All right. Well, that is ridiculous, is what that is.
Now you're going to have a pissed off War.
All right. Well, Sid Vicious is going to get his chance to go to battle again because he's in the next match of the night, apparently. Here we go. It is a 6-man table tag team matchup. It is the Natural Disasters versus Phenomenal Soul. We, of course, have Bruiser Brody, Andre the Giant, and Psycho Sid coming back. Apparently didn't have enough from the first match that he didn't really have. There's that. Against Team KJ2294's the OG, Kurt Jordan, one of the OGs of the Archerverse, as is the leader, the Soul Man Jay Simmons from Team J Negative Gaming, and, of course, the Phenom, Joe Lincoln from Team Joe Link. They're going toe-to-toe with 3 monsters in a table elimination tag team matchup. Should be interesting. Either way, it is going to be a barn burner.
Ultraviolet versus Rock Roberts.
Infinite Oni, Matthew, Ultraviolet versus Rock Roberts. All right. Infinite Oni, can you go over to Discord and put that in YTD Academy matchup requests and put Redeem beside it, please? That way I know it's priority. Because we will take care of that Sunday. We will take care of that matchup on Sunday.
Maybe I'll finally get a match that's not a multi-man.
Maybe I'll get a match that's not a multi-man match, yeah. Actually, you did have a match that wasn't a multi-man match in YTD Academy. Just not on the main brand yet. All right.
As I was going to say about the connections with the Wolfman. The War, his little brother, and the two of them really don't get along.
They do not.
And then Psycho Sid was actually one of the Wolfman's tag partners for a while, part of a faction.
Yeah, that's right.
And managed to get the Wolfman disqualified by touching him.
Yeah, one of the weirdest incidents ever. Touches his own tag team partner and gets his team disqualified. Some of the crazy things that have happened, it's just like, what? Did that even just happen? Look at those monsters. I actually thought it was supposed to be King Kong Bundy coming out with Bruiser Brody and Andre the Giant, but apparently Psycho Sid is replacing King Kong Bundy.
A 6-man tag team tables match on the way to the ring. At a combined weight of 1,042 pounds.
But fortunately, Bald Underwood dude has not shown up.
Yeah.
Look at this group.
Infinity says, I see these guys all the time, like literally all the time. Nice. I mean, except for Andre. And Bruiser Brody's dead. You might see Psycho Sid.
To see a complete list of champions
Oh, you mean here?
Respective brand, simply type.
Yeah, well, they've been a force to be reckoned with for at least the last few weeks.
YTD into the chat. Okay, just throw the show roster out the window, I guess. Laughing. I mean here.
All right, so anyways, I'll get back to my article there.
Emoji face with open
1,042 pounds combined. I know, right? They are ginormous. All right, so I left off with Brock saying it couldn't have been an easy decision for Sable to leave WWE to go marry Brock Lesnar when she had just rejuvenated her career. But so it says Brock Lesnar and Sable initially got engaged in 2004, but their engagement was called off in early 2005. The couple was engaged again in January 2006 and married on May 6th of 2006. They are still together as a happily married couple and parents in Canada, although Lesnar still ventures to WWE for the right payday. Sable hasn't been seen by WWE fans for a long time. We'll have to see if Sable ever makes her way back to the WWE for any reason. It turns out that her exit from the company was for a very good reason. The last time she bid WWE farewell, well, yeah, it was to get married, so I mean, it was a good reason. First time, maybe not so much. You know, again, it was the first time she had left. It was over allegations and a lawsuit against the WWE. So there's that.
Combined, and I think they should be pitted against the Giants. LOL.
All right, let's see here.
Oh, I have an article here, Archer.
You have an article?
Yeah.
All right.
This is from WrestleMania.co.uk, and it was January 29th. Seth Rollins called BM Punk a cancer.
Yeah, that's been trending.
In an interview with Wrestling Inc.'s Nick Houseman, which took place before last night's Royal Rumble, Seth Rollins would discuss the possibility of Punk returning to WWE. This is what Rollins had to say. Dilly Phil, stay away. Stay away, you cancer. Get away from me forever. I don't like them. I don't like Phil, he's a jerk. Did we just figure that out? Everybody in the room is like, did he say that? Yeah, he's a jerk. Come on.
Yeah, he...
We knew it out over there. We knew it over here. I don't want him back. Go do something else. Bye-bye. See you later.
Yeah, he absolutely did not pull any punches at all when it came to CM Punk. Not one fuck was given. Now, when it comes to Logan Paul, however, I don't know if he's being legit there or if that's a work, because again, they are reportedly having a matchup at WrestleMania, right? So, I just don't know.
But I saw that. Calling BM Punk cancer. Like, yes! I actually like something Seth Rollins did.
Yo, Sir Jack the Greatest is in the house. John in West Texas says, I think it was a work by Seth. Yeah, I'm starting to think the same thing, John, because when it came to BM Punk, he, of course, trashed him with no problem at all. He never turned back. He never pulled back. He didn't turn a corner and compliment him in any way, shape, or form. He just flat out trashed him. With the Logan Paul thing, I mean, he sort of hesitated on certain things, first and foremost, and second of all, he also turned around and complimented him on being, you know, ultra talented, etc. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a work to build their, just, you know, some hype to build towards WrestleMania, which is fine. I'm fine with that.
I can't begin to imagine what he's
Hey, Sir Jack, and Vice Chancellor Rollins is a bigger fan of Punk than Glenn.
Oh, you think it was a work by CM Punk? No, he actually does not like CM Punk at all. That's actually, yeah, that's a real thing. I don't think it's real with Logan Paul though. I just don't. I could be wrong. Of course.
And then I do have an article from WrestlingNews.co.
Okay.
And it's from tonight.
Oh, interesting.
So, Roman Reigns will defend undisputed WWE Universal title against Sami Zayn at the Elimination Chamber.
See, the problem I have with that, though, is, like, does anybody buy that Sami Zayn's going to take out Roman Reigns and win the titles? Maybe win the match, but he somehow doesn't win the titles, you know what I mean? Is how that would work. Or he just flat out doesn't beat Roman Reigns, I don't know, but I assume Kevin Owens is going to try and get involved in some fashion. Now Solo Sikoa will be there. Jey Uso can also be there if he's there. But I mean, I don't know how that's going to play out, but I mean, we know Sami Zayn's not winning the title, so for me it's just a pointless match. You know, as far as being a championship match, as far as being a matchup go, a grudge match, okay. You know, maybe I can invest in that and there's some intrigue to it. But when you're telling me that Sami Zayn could potentially take the Universal title off of Roman Reigns, I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
Of course, I'm not a Sami Zayn fan.
And now with him going for the table, we're just in
somebody's got
appetite for destruction territory here.
Take the belt. I don't care what belt. Just take one of them.
Yeah, well, one of the belts needs to come off Reigns for sure. It's time to split them up. If they want to keep the Universal Championship on him for a further spell, which by all means, why not? He's already had it by WrestleMania at 1,000 days. So I mean, why not continue the run? But I'll tell you one thing: whoever takes that Universal title, it's going to have to be it's not going to have to be another big run, but it can't be somebody that's only champion for a transition. And it's going to have to be somebody huge. I don't know what they're going to do there. It's going to be very interesting. To me, it's going to have to be somebody like a Seth Rollins or I don't know. They're going to have to be very careful with it, anyways. But
now, one I don't know. I kind of hope they don't do, but they're trying to make him seem to be this badass.
Yeah.
Dominant.
Yeah, I know. Trying with the heel turn type of thing.
And now that, oh shit, I forgot his name now. But Rick Steiner's son.
I believe Andre the Giant has been eliminated, so we are down to Phenomenal Soul against Bruiser Brody currently. For anybody that's not paying attention anyways, I'm sure most of you are. Phenomenal Soul's been dominating this match. Dominating it.
First on the shoulders.
John in West Texas, I don't think The Rock's going to at least be in a match. I read somewhere he said he wouldn't be ring ready.
I could definitely see. You know what would be perfect? The Rock shows up at WrestleMania and screws Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Because he's talking next WrestleMania. He said that he's open to a match next WrestleMania. The perfect way to set that up a year in advance is to have The Rock show up at WrestleMania and screw Roman Reigns.
Oh, and I just thought of a great way to do it. Special referee.
Ooh, special referee. Wouldn't that be interesting?
You know,
good. That's awesome.
We'll be expecting The Rock. You know, this is his family.
That's a great idea.
Oh, look at that torch.
Yep.
And then he screws him.
I mean, I'm down for that.
You know, something happens in the match, you know, there's maybe a collision or, you know, some contact between Reigns and The Rock. And The Rock hits him with the rock bottom into the people's elbow.
Into the people's elbow, yeah. Got to do a people's elbow for sure.
Oh, definitely.
He's in a little bit of trouble now.
The people's elbow on the tribal chief.
And then whoever his opponent is, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Yep. No, that'd be a great way to set it up like a whole year and ahead of time, yeah.
Superstar and become a different superstar each day you visit.
John in West Texas says that could happen. The Rock gets involved. Yeah, absolutely. Special guest ref, The Rock. Yeah, I know, right? That's a great idea. That is a great idea. And it fits right in, just like Linola said. He's already part of the family, so who says that they couldn't, you know, they think The Rock is acknowledging Roman Reigns as the head of the table and the true tribal chief, and he becomes the referee for the matchup to supposedly help with the family, and not necessarily so much helps out the family. I think that's great. And again, you got a whole year to build towards that. You know, you'd have The Rock doing promos via satellite. I mean, it'd be a lot of fun. You know? I mean, even if they do wrestle at WrestleMania, I think this time, because last time he came back at WrestleMania like that, he of course beat John Cena. This time, I think he would put Roman Reigns over. I think. Not 100% on that, but I do think. Maybe not. I don't know.
Doing it as a screw job would be perfect.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, here's another article from WrestlingHeadlines.com. It was published by Joey G. It says, WWE Hall of Famer credits Ronda Rousey for putting women's division on the map. It says, and a quote, when they brought in Ronda, everything skyrocketed. It says, WWE Hall of Famer Alundra Blaze is a big fan of Ronda Rousey. Blaze, also known as Medusa, spoke about the baddest woman on the planet during her recent appearance on the Angle podcast, where she credits Rousey for helping put WWE Women's Division on the map, then claims she wishes she could step into the ring with the former SmackDown Women's Champion. So in the fact that she thinks Ronda Rousey was one of WWE's best hires as the women's division skyrocketed after that, she said, I really love the fact that Ronda Rousey came in and they hired her. They couldn't have picked a better person. She put in the work and she shows up and she does her job. She knows what it means to train, to put her head into it, to focus, to do whatever. Look at her background. There's going to be a lot of people that disagree with me out there, but this is just my opinion. But when they brought in Ronda, everything skyrocketed from there. It really did. And she's not wrong. It did. You know, you had a huge MMA star coming into the scene, and looked phenomenal in the ring. By the way, I mean she shocked the world with her performance. So I mean, like Alundra Blaze said, she put in the work. She clearly, you know, has a passion for the business too. So, so it says it was becoming. To be on the map, you could feel it. But I really feel that it would have took a lot longer without Ronda. Or maybe it wouldn't have turned the page. She escalated it. She made it more legit. Like, oh crap, Ronda Rousey, she's going to bust somebody up. I got to watch this. Just her name, put some legitimacy in there. I think it's badass. I wish I was younger, and I would love to go toe-to-toe with her if I was younger. Absolutely. And actually, Alundra Blaze was an amazing woman's wrestler, great performer in the ring, and actually they probably would have had a very good physical matchup together, Alundra Blaze and Ronda Rousey, I think personally. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the six-man elimination table tag team matchup from Team Joe Link, Team J Negative Gaming, and Team KJ2294. It is the OG Kurt Jordan, the Soul Man Jay Simmons, and the Phenom Joe Lincoln. They are Phenomenal Soul.
Congratulations.
Congratulations for sure.
To the team, three amazing competitors.
Can really tell how much she
one of the greatest tag factions.
All right, have a good night,
Mr.
Mr. Pink Gaming. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you, my friend. Sir Jack says, my only thing with Ronda nowadays is you can really tell how much she has to hold back from actually connecting her punches with her. Well, yeah, you know that because we've actually watched her punch people in the face, right? So we do know that. But that's not the problem I have. The problem I have is how does a person like Ronda Rousey come in and outperform people like she did, you know? That's another reason she put the people on the women's division on the map, because the women's division was still rebuilding. They were still building some homegrown talent from NXT. They were still bringing in talent from other places from independent circuit. You didn't have any new stars really yet forming. I mean, you had people that people liked. I wouldn't quite call them superstars yet. They're getting there now, of course, absolutely, certainly now. But Ronda Rousey came in this legit star, this badass woman on the planet, and again put legitimacy on the table, and did put the women's division further onto the map than they already had. So yeah, I absolutely agree with that, and I think that she shows that she has a true passion for the business with how well she she took the time to really train and get ring ready, and you know, her first match in the business was like she had been there 10 years. It was crazy good, and hats off. As a matter of fact, shout out to Ronda Rousey. But yeah, I agree with Alundra Blaze on that. But yeah, I do agree with Sir Jack. You can tell that she's got to, you know, hold those punches back, etc. But I mean, at the end of the day, do you want somebody like Ronda Rousey punching you in the face if you're in the women's division anyways? You know what I mean? She's been training her whole life. It's not like she doesn't know how to throw a punch each and every time she does it. That's going to hurt. That is going to hurt. But anyways. All right, so on to the next match of the evening. Let's go. Let's go. Go time. All right, here we go. Now, this is a non-title contest, but one half of the new millennia from Team Sir Jack the Greatest. It is Akira Blade, the mother of Alice Blade, taking on Team Honeybee Wrestling's own, the Diamond B. Jackson, a.k.a. Honeybee, the Triple Crown World Champion, only the second in history to do so and achieve such a feat. It is 1v1 with two of the baddest women on the planet. Who do you guys think is walking in with the W here? This is a fantastic match. Who do you guys think? Honeybee or Akira Blade? We know who Sir Jack is going for. We know who Sir Jack is going for, but who are you going for? That is the question.
Actually, our first time crossing paths.
I'm going to root for Akira Blade on this one.
You're going with Akira Blade on this one? I love New Millennia. I love Akira and Alice Blade, but I mean the Triple Crown Champion has been absolutely dominant. So I feel like I got to side with the Triple Crown Champion, even as much as I love Akira and Alice Blade. That's just the way it kind of is at the moment for me personally. But Akira Blade versus the Triple Crown Champion Honeybee. Let's go. Alright, so where were we? Something about Alan Severn would absolutely eat up anybody from the Sir Jack the Greatest faction or something like that. You were talking about talking shit behind Sir Jack's back until he got here. It was something like that. Joe Link, did you hear that when he was talking about the Wolfman could just destroy anybody from anybody's faction? You heard that, right? Now the problem is, though, Sir Jack the Greatest has yet to sign a male to the roster.
Making her way to the ring.
Yeah, see, Joe Link heard it, Sir Jack. You see what I'm saying? You can't make that shit up. But the thing is, though, Sir Jack doesn't have a male, so I mean, unless the Wolfpack is going to appoint a female to attack maybe Alice or Akira, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is there. I don't know what the deal is with the animosity between Alan Severn and Team Sir Jack the Greatest. I don't know. Who knows? We'll have to keep our eye on that situation. All right. So let's jump back into the dirt sheets here, see what's crack-a-lacking. Let's see. Oh, here's something from Wrestling Headlines from about 10 hours ago. This is by Mark Middleton. Batista apparently gave his update on his WWE Hall of Fame induction. So it says Batista is hoping to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. WWE originally announced the animal for the 2020 Hall of Fame class, but the induction ceremony was postponed that year due to COVID-19. The 2020 and 2021 ceremonies were then held together in 2021 with no fans in attendance, but Batista was unable to make the ceremony. He told fans in March 2021 tweet, to the WWE Universe, unfortunately due to the previous obligations, I am unable to be a part of the WWE Hall of Fame this year, but my request, they have agreed to induct me at a future ceremony where I'll be able to properly thank the fans and people who made my career possible. Hashtag Dream Chaser. In an update, Batista recently spoke with comicbook.com, and he said that he's hoping to be inducted this year in Los Angeles, but he can't say so for sure. He said, I hope so, but I can't say so for sure. I can say that I'm trying, he said. The 2023 WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony is scheduled for Friday, March 31st from the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, right after the WrestleMania 39 Go Home edition of SmackDown goes off the air in the same venue. WWE has not announced any inductees for 2023 as of this writing, and Batista has been retired since losing the the No Holds Barred match to WWE Hall of Famer, Chief Content Officer Triple H at WrestleMania 35 in 2019. By the way, not a match I enjoyed. I'm just going to throw that out there right first and foremost. I don't know if I don't speak for anybody else. I don't know if anybody else enjoyed that match. I just personally did not. Tree of Knowledge or Rotten Fruit? Glenola, of course. You. Wait a minute. Make sure I don't have any. You son of a bitch. Okay. Lord Mannix. What's going on, Lord Mannix? Welcome into episode number 448, my friend. Appreciate you stopping by. We're just taking a look through the dirt sheets a little bit before we hit our lists of the evening, but unfortunately I have to pause any articles or lists because Glenola has decided he would like a Tree of Knowledge or Rotten Fruit. Okay, so Tree of Knowledge or Rotten Fruit. So Team Glenola told me that the Wolfpack actually fears competition against the weapons of mass destruction, mainly because they feel like Big Bubba Bruno might, actually devour one of them. And as much as a bunch of villains and trolls as they are, and they are a Wolfpack, apparently they feel that Big Bubba Bruno is trying to bite off more than they can actually chew themselves. They feel he is the true threat in the faction. So they have been on record as saying that they fear competition with the weapons of mass destruction, the very quickly growing force that is, because they're afraid that Big Bubba Bruno might actually devour them if they were to compete against one another. Now, I don't know if that's just body shaming, fat shaming. I don't know what that's all about, but I don't know. Weapons of Mass, they are a formidable faction. They are very impressive. They hold many championship belts. If you're to take a look at the record books right now, they're holding a lot of championship belts. Right? They are the second biggest faction next to the Wolfpack, one of the most feared in the business today. But yeah, that's what is circulating. That is the rumor circulating right now, is that they do actually fear competition with the weapons of mass destruction due to the fact that they believe that they may be devoured by the Samoan lion. The Wolfpack does not like the lion, apparently. So, but yeah, I mean, you could call BS on that, or you can just agree with what it is. It's an absolute fact of life somewhere in the Matrix. But yeah, what do you think? Is that true, or is it absolute BS? And you can't go by with what Glenola says, because he could be trying to throw you off. He could be trying to throw you off. Oh, hey, what's going on here? Somebody is attempting to intervene. I don't see anybody. I do not see anybody. Oh, Jesus Christ! It is Alice Blade! What? What? Oh! Jesus Christ! Took Honeybee right off her feet. Just barely got that shoulder up. 2 count only. Akira just about took her out. What was Alice doing out there? Out there trying to help her mother out there a little bit, who was taking a bit of a beating by Honeybee, to be fair. Oh wow, didn't expect that. Wing Clipper DDT. Honeybee covers Akira up for the 3. Let's go. No sir, Akira Blade gets that shoulder up. 2 count only. Still in it to win it. Yo, Denise Grande. Denise Grande. What's going on? What's new and exciting? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. How was your day? Were you streaming? If you were, how was your stream? By the way, welcome to episode number 448.
But Archer, yeah, one sure sign that's bullshit is Imperial Farmer would eat Big Brother Bruno for an appetizer.
Fair. Or at least we assume.
No way. Astounding.
We're pretty sure he's part goat.
Leave the night light on for
From the Garden of Eden. In a cornfield.
kick out at 2.
From parts unknown.
Yep.
I'm still confused about that all these years later. Gives a location of where he's from, but then says he's from parts unknown. But I mean, who the hell's going to question the man? Who is going to argue with him on that? I most certainly am not. I most certainly am not. That is not happening. Nice moonsault by Honeybee. Covers her up for the 3 again. Here we go. And again, Akira getting that shoulder up. Man, what a match this is. Anyways, back to the dirt sheets here, see if there's anything else.
She begins to stir back up, but doesn't look good.
Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of additional information, to be honest. Not that it's anything noteworthy anyways. Oh, here's something actually, I lied. One more thing to touch base on before we start any sort of article or list for the evening. This is by Mark Milton, WrestlingHeadlines.com. Wow, Akira Blade did it! Now, to be fair, not without interference from her daughter, Alice Blade. The other member of the new millennia, the mother-daughter duo, has actually run a coup here on Honeybee and Honeybee Wrestling. Wow, big win for Akira Blade over the Triple Crown champion. Now, again, that was a non-title contest, but that is a big win over the Triple Crown champion for Akira Blade. Congratulations to Akira Blade and, of course, Sir Jack the Greatest. Big W tonight for Akira Blade. Wow. You know, what's most impressive about that is Honeybee has been on an absolute tear. An absolute tear. And again, you know, there's those that are going to say, well, if Alice Blade had not interfered and helped her out, then Honeybee might have won that match long ago, and they might be right. But the fact is, that did not happen. Right? The referee did nothing about the situation, and Akira Blade simply capitalized on an opportunity presented to her. Opportunity. That said, where does that put Akira Blade? Because we already have a contendership being held by Charlotte Flair to challenge Honeybee on Tuesday night for the Archivers Women's World Championship. Where does that put Akira Blade? Does that put her in the talks? Does it put her in the match? Does it just give her maybe an opportunity when Charlotte Flair has after her opportunity? I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. That's very interesting. But a big win for Sir Jack the Greatest and, of course, Akira Blade. She was just bringing Akira a drink. I don't think that's what happened. I mean, if that was a drink, I will stay thirsty. Please don't fucking bring me a drink ever. Honestly, that is gaslight. A drink, he says. Brought her a drink, the man said. I don't think that is what happened, Sir Jack. I just, you know, I'm just judging by what my eyes saw on the screen, but I'm fairly certain and confident in saying I don't think a drink was brought to the table. I don't think so. Glenolo, do you have any input on that?
Oh, I think she was pretty thirsty.
That's a drink. She got the Cosby
I mean, thirsty she could be. I mean, she was taking a beating. An absolute beating.
To win a channel redemption of your choices. 125.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next match of the night. This is for the WCW Hardcore Championship. We were supposed to see War of the Machine earlier tonight. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because, you know, Archer decided to involve himself in Wolfpack business for whatever reason. And then took a loss in a match they didn't actually have, or there was no bell. I mean, I don't even know what to say about earlier, but Sid Vicious picked up a victory without submitting anybody, without pinning anybody, without an actual match starting. The things that happen, I gotta tell you, it is outlandish. Outlandish. But anyways, Hardcore Championship is on the line here. And this is going to be an absolute slobber knocker. You got War of the Machine from Team Night the Undying, member of the Wolfpack Horsemen, multiple-time champion, tag team champion, OG of the Archerverse, taking on another OG of the Archerverse, one of the scariest men in the business, the Nightmare Damien from Team Kraken Skulls. This is an Extreme Rules matchup. But what do you think, Lanolo? Do you think Damien has a shot here against Marshall Omega?
Oh, well, Damien always has a shot. I mean, he's done too much to put past him. However, Marshall Omega, the end, has a very good shot.
Yes.
But it don't really matter because no matter who the champion is, they got a target.
They do.
Because the Wolfman wants that hardcore title.
Well, I mean, one way to get it is to send Marshall Omega after it, I suppose. But, to be fair, though, I mean, it's not like they're stripping the average ordinary man. They're trying to strip a guy that, you know, you got your average ordinary adrenaline junkies, right? You got your speed freaks. You got the guys that like to snort a little cocaine before hitting the ring. Not the Nightmare Damien. Does he drink a beer? No. Does he have a shot of whiskey? Oh, hell no. The man shoots himself, right? He shoots himself, literally, and for all those that are new to the Archerverse, we're not even exaggerating here. The man shoots up with electricity. And then quite literally staggers smoking from his head to the ring and continues to, and proceeds to wrestle a wrestling match. That is absolutely ridiculous to hear. I understand that, but that, I'm telling you, that, wait and see. We are moments away from Team Kraken Skulls Nightmare on legs coming out to the squared circle. See for yourself. Watch with your own eyes. I promise you, Glenn and I are not lying to you. It's craziness. So anyways, before we get into any list, Glenn, I just had one more thing to touch base on. You're going to be interested in this too, actually. Mark Middleton, WrestlingHeadlines.com, and it says, Reels to air new documentary on Chyna, Owen Hart, and Roddy Piper this weekend.
What a trio.
Right? Chyna, Owen Hart, and Roddy Piper. Take my money. I want to see that. I am going to be watching that. But yeah, so let me just run this down for you real quick here. So it says, the Reels Network is set to premiere 3 new pro wrestling documentaries this Sunday, February 5th. Chyna, Wrestling with Demons, will air at 9 p.m. Eastern Time with a look at the WWE Hall of Famer Chyna. Well, I'm glad they told us that it was Chyna twice, because I was confused for a moment. I was thinking it might have been a different wrestler. You know, the initial speaking of Chyna wasn't clear enough for me. So I'm glad they clarified that within the same sentence. But anyways, PW Insider reports that the star appearing in the 1-hour doc includes AEW TBS champion Jade Cargill, WWE Hall of Famers Tammy Sitch and Diamond Dallas Page, and of course some others will be appearing as well. Here's the synopsis for Wrestling with Demons. It says, dubbed the 9th wonder of the world by the WWF, Joni Lauer, aka Chyna, enjoyed a groundbreaking career until her controversial exit from the organization in 2001. But Chyna became more famous for her mental struggles, substance abuse, and her untimely death than for the 4 short years she's performed on wrestling's biggest stage. From the moment she exploded onto the wrestling scene in 1997, Chyna was a pioneer. No one had ever seen a 5'10" muscular woman pummel the most seasoned male wrestler in the ring, and Chyna relished the encounterments that came with the limelight. Fur coats, fancy cars, Playboy centerfolds, and of course the legions of wrestling fans who showered her with accolades. For the first time in her life, the mammoth physical specimen felt accepted, beautiful, and loved, but almost immediately after leaving WWE, Chyna's life began a 14-year spiral peppered with arrests, porn films, reality shows, suicide attempts, and videos on TMZ. It seems that mainstream celebrity ultimately didn't know what to do with Chyna, a larger-than-life woman who was the queen of one world, but adrift in Hollywood where large women were not revered. Chyna desperately missed the adoration that came with wrestling, in part because she never really had it. Wrestling fan or not, this riveting special will appeal to everyone. This is a tale of a woman with an insatiable hunger to stay relevant, who wanted to be loved even by strangers. We'll peel back the layers of Chyna's tough exterior and reveal why she's a survivor. Those who Joni Lauer best say she was loving, sweet, gentle soul who just couldn't overcome her demons. The 1 hour autopsy, The Last Hours of Owen Hart documentary, will air at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where they look at the tragic death of Owen Hart on May 23rd, 1999. WWE Over the Edge. I was actually watching that show. The doc will include interviews with Owen's widow Martha Hart, Owen's son O.G. Hart, brothers Bruce Hart and Ross Hart, WWE Hall of Famer Jeff Jarrett, former WWE Kevin Eck, forensic pathologist Dr. Michael Hunter, and others. And here's the synopsis for that. On May 23, 1999, world-renowned wrestler Owen Hart fell to his death plummeting 78 feet from the ceiling of an arena during a live television broadcast. He had been due to make a spectacular entrance flying into the ring from the rafters as his superhero character, the Blue Blazer. But something went drastically wrong. At the age of just 34 years old, Owen left behind a devastated wife and 2 young children, who could not understand why their dad was never going to come home to them again. As the youngest child of Canadian wrestling legend Stu Hart and younger brother of World Wrestling Federation superstar Bret the Hitman Hart, Owen grew up with the industry. Despite attempts to follow the other careers, his natural talent and flair for wrestling led him to the WWF stage at the age of 23. Within 5 years, he had become one of the promotion's top stars. But how did one of the world's most talented wrestlers working for a multi-million-dollar company, which is now a multi-billion-dollar company, by the way, fall from such a great height? Using information from Owen Hart's autopsy report, the police investigation, and first-hand accounts from Owen's wife and family, forensic pathologist Dr. Michael Hunter uncovers how this tragic accident occurred. Finally, the 1 hour autopsy, The Last Hours of Roddy Piper documentary will begin at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, focusing on the WWE Hall of Famer Roddy Piper and his tragic passing on July 31st, 2015. The doc will feature Dr. Hunter Eck, the late Lanny Poffo, and writer Evan Ginsberg. Below, I'm going to read the synopsis for that. It says, Roddy overcame a tough childhood to rise through the ranks to become a household name alongside Hulk Hogan in the days of WrestleMania. But his wrestling world was ruthless, and like many of his fraternity, Roddy relied on a toxic cocktail of steroids, painkillers, alcohol, and cocaine to maintain his status as the main event and media for the pain that had been dealt to him. Famously, Roddy was on the record predicting his early death, stating that he would not survive past the age of 65. But was his wrestling lifestyle the only reason for his premature demise, or were there other hidden factors at play? World-renowned forensic pathologist Dr. Michael Hunter analyzes every detail of Roddy Piper's life to piece together what exactly was going on in his body and to find the answers. And it says stay tuned to WrestlingHeadlines.com for more as they update us with either of those before they air. So that's interesting. So again, Reels is going to be airing new documentaries on Chyna, Owen Hart, and Roddy Piper this weekend. Beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Winola? What do you think?
I would love to see him.
Gets him with the counter.
But now the Owen Hart, I don't know. You know, they're talking about solving the mystery of what happened. I'm sorry, that's never going to fully be solved. We're never going to really know what went wrong.
And we know what went wrong. The class opened, right? And not to mention, it does indeed look like the company they hired to set that whole apparatus up used what was, for the most part, an inappropriate clamp for that harness. You gotta understand, Owen Hart was a big guy. He was a big guy, so to use an ordinary clamp, it might have worked for the average person, right? It might have worked for the average person, but I don't know. I just finished watching another documentary. Shit, what was it called? I forget now. But it also had Martha in there, and of course the kids were OG was talking. He's of course he's an adult now. But so they showed the clamp for the harness that Owen Hart wore when he was being lowered from the rafters. As about what would you say, Glow? At the time, he was around 225, 230 pounds of solid muscle. Let me tell you this. I'm not saying WWE was responsible. Maybe they should have spent more money and had a better company. You could argue that. I don't think it is Vince McMahon. I don't think it is the WWE. I do think that company is responsible, and I do think there should have been more done with it. They were supposed to be a professional company that did rigging for a living for stuff like this. You know what I mean? They're probably going to go over much of this same information, I would think, anyways, when this airs this weekend. So if you're interested at all in what happened to Owen Hart, definitely watch it. But you'll see what I mean, because I would almost guarantee they're going to show you what I saw. I'm gonna go back and try to find the name of that documentary I watched and post it on Discord later. That you should also watch. It was very good as well. But when you see the clamp that was used, you're gonna cringe. You're gonna cringe, and you're gonna think, "What the fuck?" I promise you. You know, all the years I thought maybe Martha was just looking for a way to blame Vince, blame the WWE, looking for a payday. No, after seeing what they saw then and still live with to this day, and that they can show you what more should have been done. And if they are actually looking back into that, I hope something more, because again, I don't think anything, it's not, I mean, you could fault WWE as a multi-million-dollar company at the time for not hiring a better company maybe. But you can't blame the WWE or Vince McMahon for how the harness was rigged, because that's the company. But you are going to cringe when you see it. You're going to think, "Oh my fucking God, I can't believe we lost one of the greatest performers in the history of pro wrestling to that." I'll be honest, it made me mad. But it did open my eyes. And although Martha is still very angry at WWE and very angry at Vince McMahon, will not allow Owen to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, I don't agree that it is Vince. Again, unless you're going to say that he should have spent more money and hired a better company. But what if nothing went wrong? Would you have still said they were a bad company then? But the fact is, something bad, tragic, and terrible did happen. And that company is purely responsible. And again, as soon as you see what I'm talking about, you're going to think, what the fuck? But I would almost be willing to bet they are going to show it this weekend. Again, if not, I am going to look for that documentary I watched. I'm going to post that on Discord so you can check that out. But anyways, yeah, I agree with you, though. I'm very interested with all of those documentaries. And I don't think any one of them better than the other, but sorry, back to watch my match I missed. You went back and watched the match. Welcome in, Honeybee Wrestling. Yeah, you had a great match, a matchup you were actually well on the way to winning, Honeybee Wrestling, but if you already watched the match, then you know what happened. You know what happened. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. The winner of the match and new WCW Hardcore Champion from the Wolfpack Horsemen and Team Night the Undying. He is the Omega, Marshall Omega. He is your victor, and he is your new WCW Hardcore Champion, Le Champion. Congratulations, Glenola. Another big victory, and another, for fuck's sakes, good God, another championship belt for the Wolfpack. I mean, between the Wolfpack Horsemen, the Wolfpack, and the Weapons of Mass Destruction, basically all the championships are taken, I think. Honeybee. Although Honeybee also associates with the Weapons of Mass Destruction. So again, there's 3 more titles right there just on Honeybee alone. Just on Honeybee alone. Oh, by the way, Honeybee, I almost forgot to tell you. Oh my good God, Honeybee, you're gonna really like this. So we had a #1 contendership match, Honeybee. First match of the night. Tone-setting match of the evening. An eliminator matchup. A chamber matchup. 6 women in the matchup. All fighting for #1 contendership for the Archiverse Women's World Championship, which will be a one-on-one matchup with one of the greatest women in the entire professional wrestling world, the second in history Triple Crown champion, Honeybee. Honeybee, who do you think won that match? And I will tell you that Honeybee has already wrestled this female, and boy did they have a feud. Actually, probably still do. Probably still do. All right, so congratulations again to Team Night the Undying. Very good friend of the Archiverse, very good friend of the Glenolaverse and all of our extended families. And to, of course, Marshall Omega and the Wolfpack. Big congratulations. Big win, new WCW Hardcore Champion. Fantastique. All right, here we go. We are on to the next match of the evening. And, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially reached the championship round. So I'm going to be opening the betting lines in just a moment. But here we go for our first championship rounds matchup of the night. It is a Battle Royale championship matchup. Now, this is a fatal 4-way match. Falls count anywhere. We've got the returning Emma, shocked the world with a return, taking on Alice Blade. We just saw Alice Blade come out and interfere in her mother's matchup not too long ago, and just in case Honeybee hasn't watched the entire match yet, we're not going to go any further with that comment. But we saw Alice earlier, didn't we? Yes, we did. Oh, hell yeah, we did. Taking on the very first Triple Crown champion in history, also from the Wolfpack Gals to be exact. She is the OG Diamond, Ashley Marie from Team AMCB, and they are all looking to dethrone Team Infinite Oni's January, the phenom, the new phenom of the women's division, started out kicking ass, taking names and cashing checks over at YTD Academy, and has since waltzed on over to WCW Starrcade and started tearing apart the women's division there already. The Battle Royale champion already has defended that championship. She is a force to be reckoned with. So, with that said, on the road again. Oh no, we're not singing karaoke. This is not the Glenolaverse. Sorry about that. We need to open the betting lines is what we need to do. I thought we were having karaoke night there for a minute, Glenola. I was confused. Although we could use a Glenola song. We could use a toe through the tulips, or we could use a Jeremiah Had a Bullfrog. Of course, Froggy's not here, so that's not as fun. But we could have Rocket Man. No, actually, scratch that. You sing Rocket Man, I'll ban you. All right, so who walks out Battle Royale champion?
125. The number to win a YTD championship match is 0.
Is it going to be Emma? Alice Blade, Ashley Marie, or the reigning, defending, undisputed Battle Royale champion, January, from Team Infinite Oni.
Is actually a hidden person. They never used her officially.
5 minutes to make your bets. And there we go. Betting lines are open. Time to rock and roll. It is for the WCW Women's Battle Royale Championship Fatal 4-Way. Falls count
Even if I lose,
anywhere.
I'm sure I'll be taking Honeybee's Grand Prix title soon.
Let's go. All right. Who are you betting on, Glowell? Just out of curiosity.
Ashley Marie.
I figured as much, yeah.
Alice and Finn Blade, but either way, Ashley Marie is here.
Well, there wasn't really a whole lot of extra interesting anyways. I mean, there was some other articles in the dirt sheets, but really nothing. And a couple of them were simply just repeating information we'd already read, written in a slightly different tone. And I hate when I open an article, because a lot of this clickbait. They try to get you to, you know, they'll put something additional in the title. Have you ever done that? You open an article to read something, and the information in the title is not even covered in the article. It's like, how dare you? So, anyways, we may as well get into some lists. And one would prefer, just because the night is so good, and we are only, this is, you know, we're on the final 3 matches of the night. I think that we do, and by the way, everybody's been so well behaved tonight. Everybody's been well behaved tonight. I have not had, well, actually, you know what, I'm not even going to go there because I don't know where France is. I don't know where Froggy is. There's people missing right now that I'm not really sure where they are or what they're doing, so I'm just not going to even continue what I was about to say, but what a great evening. But yeah, no Taco Boy list would be nice. No Taco Boy lists tonight.
No Taco Boy.
The air is crisp, and not the other guy either. Not the other guy. I just from that cackle alone, I can tell exactly what was going through your head. How dare you?
No, I wasn't going to do that either, so.
Still think they're the same person. I don't know. They claim they're different people, claim they're from different parts of the country, but I don't know. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Actually, they're not the same person. I mean, the style's different.
For sure. But you would almost wonder, though.
But yeah.
Relatives, perhaps. Trying to decide which one you want to toss out.
Yeah.
We're waiting for Glow to pop in a list. You guys still have 1 minute and 40 seconds, roughly, to make your bet on this match. If you haven't already, earn yourself some Argivers bucks. You can participate in things like Villainy with channel rewards. You can request championship matches. You can, I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do if you've got the balls, the kahunas, to put your Argivers bucks where your mouth is and gamble on the matches. Minute 10 left. Still open. Still time to place a bet if you haven't.
So is this one follower elimination?
Alright. I may have done this before. I don't remember. This is going to be from the BleacherReport.com. Robert Aitken. And it's an older list. It's June 3rd, 2011. The 15 worst mic workers in wrestling history.
Guess I'll find out.
Ooh, that could be a good one. Interesting. 15 worst mic workers. I like it.
At number 15, John Morrison.
Really? Well, I mean, he's not the strongest mic worker, but I would probably not have him in the worst. No. Maybe the top 50.
Yeah, maybe.
Or something, maybe. I mean, I don't think I've ever really had a big problem with his mic skills, actually. Have you?
No.
It's kind of weird for me. Now I'm intrigued. Now I'm really intrigued at this list.
That's Thor's daughter.
Number 14, Shelton Benjamin.
Benjamin. Is that a new wrestler? Did they just sign Shelton Benjamin? Is he related to Shelton Benjamin? So we have the gold standard. Maybe he's the platinum standard.
Thor is lightning.
Well, it's Benjamin. I always call him Benjamin.
January is frost.
Yeah, that's how I always pronounce it. So.
Anthony says that's Thor's daughter. Infinite says no. The fuck it is. Thor is lightning. January is frost. How dare you? I should have you banned from the Archerverse infinitely. Infinite Oni, I don't think you need to be that, aggressive about it. I don't think it was that big of a deal. But whatever. Whatever turns your crank, man. But I had to. Denise Grande's getting pounced on here.
But what do you think about the gold standard mic skills?
Let's face it, he's not overly charismatic. Does he have poor mic skills? No, I think he's got the confidence to talk on the microphone. It's just that he's not all that entertaining on the microphone. But just like John Morrison, I don't think I'd have him in a top 10 or 15 of worst mic workers.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Number 13 is Kofi Kingston.
Kofi Kingston. I mean, is it? So wait, hold on. Did I get it wrong? Is this 15 best mic workers?
No, it's 15
or 15
worst.
top mic workers? This is 15 worst mic workers of all time. Kofi Kingston. Okay. This is quite the list so far.
Number 12, Matt Hardy.
Well, see, Matt Hardy's another one of those guys. You could, like Shelton Benjamin, potentially confuse poor mic skills with lack of charisma. Because Matt Hardy was never as charismatic as the charismatic Enigma. We know this. He wasn't even as good of a wrestler as the charismatic Enigma, in my opinion. He was just a good part of the tag team and made for interesting, and compelling stories with his brother. He was good on screen. I think his acting abilities was okay. I think he can talk on the microphone, but like Shelton Benjamin and some others that we can discuss and or might show up on this list at this point, just not all that entertaining. Matt Hardy isn't the guy. I mean, if I call you up and say, hey man, you should turn to channel 45, Matt Hardy's on the microphone, you're probably going to say, what? I'm watching basketball, man. I'm not turning the channel.
Well,
now if The Rock was on the microphone, right? Channel changer. But as a mic worker, like Shelton Benjamin, not bad on the mic. I can't say that, but I will say not as entertaining as they could have been, maybe. Yeah. I'll go with that.
Number 11 on the list. Sid.
Sid Vicious?
Yep.
Oh, well, yeah, yeah. No question about it. He was awful.
Yeah. He belongs. Number 10, I don't know. He had his moments. Scott Steiner.
Scott Steiner. Yeah, I mean, Scotty had his moment. He did have a few good moments on the microphone, but overall, it was It was like listening to a little bit more of a educated Ultimate Warrior on the microphone. I don't know. Alright, I'll be right back though. I'm just going to grab myself a drink. My throat's a little bit dry, so I'm going to grab myself a COFFEE. Only because I got 2 big ears in front of me. Did I spell that out? Believe me, I don't think y'all can't spell the word. Well, maybe Life might have trouble spelling it. She can't even spell life. But anyways, I'm just kidding.
Forget puppies.
No! Puppy does not need any. But I shall be right back.
Alright. I'm going to hold off though, let him come back.
What is she concocting?
Big
And
Papa
this
Pump.
might not have a pleasant ending.
Slammer's Mac promo is one of the greatest ever.
Superhuman power. That's gonna be it.
Yeah, you know, I like Big Papa Pump. I'm a big fan.
Simply type.
But really, he wasn't great on the mic. But he wasn't as horrible as some people like to say.
Sky Sickle.
Watch out! Russian leg sweep. Times 2.
The challenger being outclassed here.
Yeah, she is not looking good right now. Caught with a DDT.
This isn't going to be pretty. Hangman's next break. Oh, God, that hurt. Up and back of the neck. What a blow. Good night. This has become a monumental struggle for these competitors.
It is down to who still has the energy, the resolve to put the pedal to the metal.
Climbs back inside. Hooked up. Front float, side slam. And the champ has for the championship. Makes a cover. That could have been it right there. Wind him up. Boom.
This is a great match.
Thunderous powerbomb. Great awareness as she proves to be too quick.
She slips outside. What has she got in mind? Countered it. Just
trap, but she gets away.
she's in the ring now.
I wish they would have in the commentators addressing your wrestler as their self-labeled engineer. So happy, feel happy. Together we will grow strong and our communities will remain strong by our constant support for one another's endeavors.
Clutching the wrist.
This was self-work.
Just absolutely punishing their opponent here. Relentlessly.
There she goes. This one is headed outside, guys. Look at this superhuman power.
The champ has this one in hand. Here's the pin top on the line.
Diamond Dust.
You can sense it. This crowd is on pins and needles.
The WWE Universe is ready to erupt. Are we close to the beginning of the end?
She adjusts it and reverses it.
Schoolboy.
Wait, no. Into a powerbomb. Elbow drop.
Piercing.
So what do you guys think of the match so far?
Saw that one coming. Took advantage.
After the neck.
Headed to the top now.
Tossed hard into the ring post. Up high.
It's over. I just hope I retain.
Directly to the body. Up and knee drop. Jeez. The champ's ran on shaky ground now. Yeah, this is a dire situation right now. The challenger's hopes are slipping away. Truly fighting to the last breath, but we might be coming up on that soon. Oh, quite an effective counter. Systematic there.
The title might change hands.
For the win. There's two. Almost had her, but she gets the shoulder up.
What do you say? I mean, this is
Okay, it's
amazing.
one fall.
Look at this superhuman power. Another one bites the dust to the champ. Cover. Decided to go for.
And the champ stands tall once again.
And January picks up the win.
Yes.
That had to be one of the matches of the year. Let's take another look at some of the action.
Here is your winner, and still WCW
Definitely earned that victory.
World's Ring Champion, Janet.
What an explosive fatal four-way.
And as the dust continues to settle, here's your
FFS
winner.
not first
This
ever.
match was just as chaotic as we thought it would be.
Absolutely.
I have returned. Holy shit.
back.
I missed the end of the fucking match. God damn it, I hate when that happens. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, and still WCW Battle Royale champion from Team Infinite Oni, January. Still the reigning, defending, undisputed champion. Congratulations to Infinite Oni and, of course, January. Big title defense. And night 2 of our Slamboree Fallout. I'll go ahead and issue the payout for that. Just give me a second. What did I miss on the list? Anything? Did you pause it or?
I paused it while you were
Oh,
away.
okay. I kind of thought you might do that. So let me
Because
just.
I want your opinion on it as I go.
So 2,670 Archer vs. Bucks being distributed. Payout has been issued. And I'll get the betting line ready for the co-main event of the evening. And here we go. This one is going to be a banger. I've been looking forward to this one. Check it out. We got, first and foremost, we got 2 OG tag teams that just went to battle at Slamboree on Sunday night in an absolute war where Demolition was able to dethrone the Hart Foundation. It was the Hart Foundation, Tons of Funk, and Demolition going toe-to-toe for the WCW World Tag Team Championships, and it was one hell of a spectacle. Demolition come out on top tonight. The Hart Foundation looking for redemption, and of course the Public Enemy, the former WCW Tag Champions, dethroned by the Hart Foundation, looking for vengeance, looking for revenge against the Hart Foundation, and they want those titles back around their waist, but they're going to have to go through 2 formidable teams to do that, and of course the now 8-time World Tag Team Champion Demolition. This is going to be a banger of a match. But let me get the betting line open. What do you guys think? Who's walking out Tag Team Champions?
I'm going to go with Demolition retaining.
You're going with Demolition retaining?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm siding with Demolition on this one too, although Hart Foundation very capable in the match. Former Tag Team Champions themselves, and between them they've won multiple singles competition championships as well. Public Enemy, Demon Razor, of course, is a former title holder, and Public Enemy has been multiple-time tag team champions. But Demolition, 8 times the world's tag team champions.
Oh yeah. And I just think that the Fart Foundation is going to come up
The Fart Foundation. Brett the Wet Man Fart. All right, so who do you guys think is winning? Is it going to be the Public Enemy? Is it going to be the Hart Foundation or the reigning, defending 8-time champions, Demolition? As usual, 5 minutes to make your bets. And there we go. Betting lines are open. They're ready to rock and roll. So let's get things ramped up, and ready to roll. Co-main event of the evening for the WCW World Tag Team Championships. This is a tornado tag team matchup. Single fall wins it all. Who's walking out the champions? We're going to find out right now. Let's go. All right,
so
and back to you, sir.
Yeah, number 9 on the list, we got Batista.
Superstar switch up. Want to
Batista?
become someone else for the day?
I'm going to actually read this one.
Okay.
Of all the people on this list, not many have as much terrible footage as Dave Batista. From his stance on basketballs holding grudges to weapons being both legal and allowed, Batista has had microphone flubs forever. WWE's flubs coincide with Batista's on the microphone. They refused to stop pushing Batista because he showed promise and was old. Even his Wikipedia page couldn't protect him from his year in 2007.
Yeah.
Batista finally claimed his 3rd World Heavyweight Championship after 8 consecutive attempts by defeating Khali in a match that included Rey Mysterio at Unforgiven. I guess he needed all 8 title shots to get his promo right.
Yeah.
That last one really didn't make any sense, that last paragraph.
No, it didn't. Now, the thing with Batista, I don't know if you still have something else to read there, but the thing with Batista, I mean, he wasn't terrible on the mic. I disagree with that. But what I will agree with is, if you can talk about botch spots, you know, usually we're referring to something happening within the ring, but I've never seen a guy botch on the microphone as much as Batista did. That said, he usually still managed to turn things around and make everything he did entertaining. So, again, I don't know if I just can't agree with that. Can't agree with that.
So, number 8 is Bobby Lashley. And I'll admit I never found him that good on the mic.
Yeah. I mean, he is a great athlete, a tremendous wrestler, but he definitely needs somebody to advocate for it. He's just not great on the microphone.
So, number 7, Lex Luger.
I mean, I don't think Lex Luger was terrible on the microphone.
They say he was never very terrible, but he was very vanilla.
Okay, well, he definitely was that. But that's not the same as being one of the 15 worst mic workers in the history of the business.
I know. And number 7 on the list. You know?
Denise Grande says, Bret Hart in the ring, he is old. Denise Grande here at the Archiverse, everybody is youthful. They are ready to go.
Now, number 6, I think we can agree, deserves to be on the list, but I think he's rated too high. Ultimate Warrior.
Wow, well, you know, you got to be right about something along the way when you have a shitty list like this. We're going to need a redemption list, that's for sure, but no, they got that one right. Oh, I probably should have been higher on the list. Yeah. I mean, I'm very interested. I mean, who's number 1? Khali or maybe the Giant Gonzalez? Because they're about the only people that'd be worse on the microphone. Because the Ultimate Warrior was full of energy. You know, he was charismatic. All of that. Strong as a bull. But the man, although let's face it, he could actually talk on the microphone, but nothing made sense. What the fuck is the point in talking on the microphone and cutting a promo if we don't know what you're talking about? The moon and the stars and planes crashing. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just put the man in the ring and let him beat people up, because it is worse than listening to a James Brown speech or heaven forbid you have a Stevie Wonder award acceptance speech that goes on for days at a time, you know. But yeah, the Warrior just made no sense at all. And even at a time where stuff like that was, you know, talking about colorful and stories and stuff, you know, it was a popular thing in the 80s and the early 90s, but even then he made no sense. So what does that tell you? You know?
Number 5, I don't think he deserves to be on the list because I don't think he did that much talking. Let somebody else do it. Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was never strong on the mic. He's still, to this day, attempting to work the microphone a little bit. And he's definitely better than he used to be. But yeah, he's definitely not one of the best. Definitely not one of the best. And I could see putting him on a top 20 list or something. Maybe even the top 50. I don't know. I could see that, I guess. Because it's just not a strong suit. Like Bobby Lashley, right?
Yeah, my issue is, like I said, for most of his career, he had Paul Heyman doing the talking for him.
Yeah.
Anything else he had to say, he pretty much said the ring.
An insult to injury.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, number 4, Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy? Explain. Do read that one.
Okay.
You must read that one.
In the years prior to him winning his first world championship, people would ask me why Jeff Hardy was not a world champion. My answer was simple. He cannot talk. This fact never changed, but Jeff would get his world championship win. This is one of those rare moments where the belt for the promotion's top guy went to a guy that didn't have all the pieces of the puzzle.
See, I don't think talking was the problem. I think it was another one of those vanilla cases. But in his case, it was almost like it seemed too scripted when he would talk.
Yeah.
That's the only complaint I had. But he wasn't. I wouldn't put him on the worst mic workers list.
Hardy has always been awkward, just like his brother when he spoke.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was his accent or his inability to seem threatening when he talked, but Jeff Hardy never exactly sent any fear into me like the others have.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
But even if you want to put him on the list, number 4 is not where he belongs.
No, farther down for sure. I mean, again, I guess you could make an argument. It just depends on the perspective of good and bad mic skills, I guess. But again, I didn't think he had bad mic skills. I just think he sounded. I wouldn't have even used the word awkward. I would have used the word it sounded too scripted, which means it didn't flow like a normal sentence or paragraph or what have you, right?
You know, I'd like to have heard it in his own words.
Yes, exactly. I think they should have let him ad-lib. I think, because I mean, I heard some of the, he sounded better when he talked on the mic in TNA.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
Now, number 3, I'll agree that he'd be on the list. The Great Khali.
The Great Khali, yeah. I knew he was going to be on there. He just had to be. Just had to be. And I mean, if he didn't have a manager at the time, somebody else that would have been on there would have been the Giant Gonzalez for sure. But he didn't talk because was it Harvey Whippleman or was it? Do you remember who his manager was? It wasn't Slick, was it? No, it wasn't Slick.
Khali?
No, Gonzalez.
No, I don't remember.
No, I can't remember either for some reason. I feel like it might have been Harvey Whippleman or something. Can you look that up? John in West Texas says, definitely worse, the Great Khali. Yeah, for sure. He probably should be number 1. Khali was great on the mic. Who the hell said that? Hold on, I gotta focus here. Lil Ash and friends. Yo, Lil Ash and friends, welcome in. Episode number 448 here at the Archiverse. Appreciate you stopping by. We're at the co-main event of the evening. As you can see, it is a 6-man tag team effort here. Championship is on the line. All 3 teams very familiar. They've been rivaled. They've had fiery feuds in the past. And tonight again, putting on a clinic for the WCW World Tag Team Championship. Oh, no way! Wow! Adam Colossus tapped out. ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match and new WCW World Tag Team Champions from Team Boss Apollo and Team Titan G. It is Bishop B. White and Demon Razor. The Public Enemy are your new WCW World Tag Team Champions. Wow, you know what? I actually thought it was going to be either Heart Foundation or Demolition there. I was tossed up. Public Enemy kind of come back there and surprised me a bit. They kind of come back and surprised me a bit there. Wow. That's crazy. Supposedly Khali was amazing on the mic. If you spoke the language. I see. I'm sure maybe in Indian. I guess it would have been Punjabi that he spoke. All
right, number 2 on the list is Ahmed Johnson.
Ahmed Johnson. They're actually right about that, at least. Congratulations to Team Boss Apollo, Team Titan G, and of course the Public Enemy. Big win. And on to the main event of the evening. And I'll issue the payout for the last match if there is one.
WCW or YTD into the chat.
All right. Let's see here.
Okay. Now I'm going to let y'all see if you can guess who the number 1 is.
The number 1, after Khali was already mentioned. Andre the Giant? I don't know. That's a good one. Big Show.
The main event. If we want to be 100 technical.
Big Show did a lot of talking on the microphone, but that doesn't mean it was any good.
The Sultan.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't really have that big of a problem.
No, I didn't either. I was just kind of ribbing him a little bit there. But and he's always been charismatic enough to pull off anything on the microphone anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it?
Well, so we got a Dolph in the chat.
Dolph Ziggler?
That's what John in West Texas says is Dolph. And as for this match here, I'm going with the Wolfman.
You're going with the Wolf. Well, I kind of figured you would. I wasn't even going to ask you on this one. Alan Severn is in the matchup. All right, so who does everybody think is walking out the WCW World Champion? Is it going to be the Wolfman Alan Severn, leader of the Wolfpack Horsemen? Former WCW World Champion Kyle Riley from Team Life is Great? Or from Team Deadrek, representing the Weapons of Mass Destruction, the man called Drek? This is a triple threat Falls Count Anywhere matchup. One fall wins it all. WCW World Championship on the line. The betting lines are open. And ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime and go time for the main event of the evening. Let's go.
Santino Marella.
Santino Marella. It would not be Santino Marella. If it is, we put the author of the list on the list of Archer.
Actually, Morello was entertaining on the mic.
He was. Morello was fucking hilarious. He's in Impact Wrestling right now, which leads me to believe that before long he ends up back in WWE. To be fair.
I think he's great. Just a random guess.
So who is the mystery number 1?
Number 1, Bret Hart.
Bret Hart. Well,
Andre the Giant.
I wouldn't put him, especially number 1. I wouldn't put him on a list of worst talkers, but he wasn't all that entertaining on the mic, though. He was to the point. He could talk, right? But he was like Lex Luger. He was very vanilla. It was very straightforward, not very entertaining. Yeah. So. John West Texas says, what? Lil Ash and Friends says, wrong. Sultan was the worst. You got a point there. Lil Ash and Friends has a point there.
Because Bret Hart has never had the mic skills, but because he had the popularity and the skill, he had to constantly talk. It was no wonder why a feud with a guy like Shawn Michaels had the Heartbreak Kid looking so much better in their arguments. Hart was stale compared to Michaels, and he wasn't as marketable. I don't know about not as marketable, but... So his heel turn helped with his mic skills, just like he does with mostly anybody. It still didn't help the fact that Hart would tend to ramble and not be able to command an arena with his words.
John in West Texas disagrees with Lil Ash and Friends, says Shockmaster was the worst. Shockmaster, oh my God. That was absolutely ghastly. I still to this day can't believe they tried to pull off a guy wearing a glittered stormtrooper helmet. It's like, what are we even watching here? What is going on? And here comes the WCW World Champion from the Weapons of Mass Destruction, the man called Drek.
The gobbledygooker.
Repo Man! Infinity says Repo Man. The gobbledygooker. John in West Texas with the vibes. He knows how to tell jokes. He knows how to tell jokes. Disco Inferno, I think, has a podcast. Actually, you know what? He was a good jobber. Now, don't get me wrong. He was a TV champion. He was a champion, but first and foremost, he really worked hard to put people over. He was one of the first people that I encountered early in my wrestling exploration, a wrestler that he looked just as much forward to putting somebody over as he did to doing anything great himself inside the ring, and I always respected that about Disco Inferno.
Oh, yeah. Disco Inferno. You know,
Alex Wright's awesome.
WCW had a couple of those great ones.
The Bushwhackers.
Smiley was the same way.
Good God, nobody wants to listen to the Bushwhackers on the microphone, John in West Texas.
But, you know,
we're going to start calling him John in West Texas. It takes way too long. You know what? We're going to call him Johnny West. We're going to call him Johnny West. That's his new name here at the Archerverse TV. Johnny West. One of my favorite wrestlers is Doink the Clown. You know what? I like the evil.
Awesome.
Yeah, I liked the evil Doink. You know, when he would start off with that Dink. Yeah, Dink and Doink. That was fun. Now, you know what? I used to like watching midget wrestling. There was some great midget wrestlers. Yeah, there were some great midget wrestlers. They were always entertaining. You know, and they always had some weird matchup. You know, like King Kong Bundy had his. What was his midget's name? Frig, I just had it in my head and I lost it. Yeah. But I mean, so many people had a midget counterpart back in the late '80s and very early '90s. It was a lot of fun. The last is John in Texas is long-lost member of the West Texas Rednecks. Well, we're going to call him Johnny West from now on. How dare you try to get us to say his name again? Somebody should AKO Little Ash and Friends. More than two played. Yeah, they did, yeah.
I think it was either Little Tokyo
Gilbert
or Lord Littlebrook.
I'll be honest, I was never a Gilbert fan. I know a lot of people like Gilbert because it was a rib on Goldberg, but I just was never a Gilbert fan. And I thought it was weird that they put the light heavyweight title on him back in the day in the fashion that they did it in. You know, he actually could wrestle, but I mean, he was playing a deranged, challenged character that thought he was Goldberg, and they put a title on him. It kind of just devalued the title immediately. But anyway.
But I got stuff away, Archer. I'll be right back.
All right, no problem. All right. But anyways, yeah, I wasn't a fan of Gilbert. I know a lot of people were. Lil Ash and Friends says there were too many doinks. Yeah, there was. I liked the original one. But again, I liked the evil Doink. Remember, he would come out, and it would be just the sound of a circus clown theme song, so to speak, and then it would like go off into that evil sounding music, like undead music type of thing. I love that. It was great. Matt Bourne. Matt Bourne was a good wrestler. What is Matt Bourne up to these days, I wonder? Is he dead? Matt Bourne is dead? No way. I didn't know that. What happened there?
We just got okey-doked by Little Jimmy.
We just got okey-doked by Lil Jimmy. Yeah. Yeah, Lil Ashton friends. What happened with Matt Bourne? Actually, somehow I did not know that. I believe it was a drug. Oh, that's terrible, awful. That's sad. That's unfortunate. He was a talent. That is too bad. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. I don't know how I managed to miss that information, but yeah, I had no idea he had passed. That's crazy. That's too bad. Sad about Macho Man's brother the other day. Did Lanny Poffo pass away? Did something happen to Lanny Poffo? Really? Wow. Glenn, can you please look that article up? Apparently Lanny Poffo passed away. That's, of course, Leaping Lanny Poffo as Macho Man Randy Savage's brother.
Oh, yeah, he did.
A second heart failure? Just the other day, wow. I don't know, do you want Infinite Only to DM that to you, or do you got it?
Got it here. This is TampaBay.com, the Tampa Bay Times.
Okay.
Lanny Poffo, former WWE star. Yeah, it's not.
These superstars have endured so much punishment. Certainly looking
former WWE star and longtime Tampa Bay resident has died.
Gotta find a way to get out of this.
He performed at WrestleMania events and headlined WrestleMania card against Hulk Hogan. Headlined professional wrestling cards against Hulk Hogan. Yet when writing his memoir, co-author John Crowther had to remind Poffo that the book was about his career. He preferred to talk about his father and his brother.
Yeah, he always did. Even in when he would do interviews, they'd be asking him about his own experiences and his rise to fame in wrestling, and he would always talk about his brother. And he would.
Yeah.
He always did that.
That was when he was humble.
The genius.
Other people over.
I loved his character, the genius. That was so over the top, obnoxious, but so awesome. He was talented himself. I mean, he wasn't as good as his dad and his brother, but he was still good, though. He was still good. I would still consider him, a fairly decent wrestler.
He was 68 years old. Cause of death has not been announced as of this article.
Well, that's terrible. Billy Jack Haynes is still running around being an asshole. Billy Jack Haynes. Now, there's a guy I have not heard about in a long time. So Billy Jack Haynes was a guy that literally went from being a toothpick to a Hulk, if you will. But he used to go to battle with Hercules Hernandez and many of the guys from that era. Most famously, he had a real good feud with Hercules Hernandez. Yeah, I used to love watching Billy Jack Haynes. He was the guy that you wanted to beat Hercules at the time, because Hercules was, obviously full-blown heel. the most powerful guy in the world, etc. And Billy Jack Haynes, the you know, I mean, he was the underdog. He was the underdog of the story. And that is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the match, and still, wow, WCW World Champion, representing the weapons of mass destruction. From Team Dedrick, he is the man called Drek, and he is still your undisputed WCW World Champion.
Here is your winner.
And I'll issue the payout for that.
They mentioned here in the article, Randy Poffo refused entry into the WWE Hall of Fame unless Poffo and their father were inducted with him. After he died in 2011, Poffo told the WWE that they could ignore that request and induct the Macho Man.
Induct the Macho Man, yeah.
I have an older brother now. He told the Times in 2015, noting at that time that he was 60 and his brother was 58 when he died. I get to make all the decisions. I just thought the fans had suffered enough.
Yeah.
So.
But anyways, so your thoughts on Drek defending there?
You know, I'm all for it. You know, been cool for Wolfman had won, but a good fight is what Wolfman wants more than anything. And right now, it's what he needs more than anything. He just needs to fight.
All right. So, either way, that is it. That is all for episode number 2. Sorry, I almost said 248. I'm pulling a Curliti. That's the second time I've almost done that. Episode number 448, our second of our post-Slamboree follow shows. It was an epic evening, some great championship matches, some up-and-rising stars had some opportunities tonight and looked fantastic in the ring. Some rivalries continued to add fuel to their fiery feud. Another night I add. I tip my hat. Another fantastic night for the Wolfpack. A great Starrcade show. But now it is time to invade. And I think we are going to go visit Mr. Pink Gaming. See how Mr. Pink Gaming stopped by earlier and enjoyed the community and had a good time at the show. We're going to return the favor. We're going to go see Mr. Pink Gaming right now and see what he's up to. He is fully locked and ready to go with a show of his own. So if you're not already in this invasion, make sure you hop in. You don't want to miss going to visit Mr. Pink Gaming. Come on, get in here. Let's go. But appreciate everybody for being here. We're, of course, going to have some YTD Academy dark matches this week. We're not going live with YTD Academy this weekend. We were normally going to do that, but due to plans in the works, mainly next Friday night Starrcade is episode number 450 for the Archerverse. You don't want to miss it. That is going to be a hell of a thrill ride. It is going to be stream per view worthy, I promise you. But we will see each other again Tuesday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the next edition of, and the newly branded, Wrestle Wars Genesis, when we start our road to our next big stream preview of 2023, the very first award show ever in Archerverse history. We're going to induct people into the Hall of Legends. But you don't have to go home, but you do have to get the fuck out of my channel. Get out, goodbye, have a great evening, and suck it.
Have a great one, everybody.